Good evening, 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 and welcome to Game Night on Saturday the 14th of June. JB Henry, thank you very much for that raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. How you're doing? Just in time for some Data League. If you want to play, you need the Universal Controller, you need the room code, and you too can come and play along with Data League this Saturday night. It is the 14th of June. It is just approaching 8 here in the UK, and I hope you are all having a wonderful weekend. Lovely to see you all. Let me say hello to everyone who's here. Good evening to SJ and Shapes and Arun and Stilgar, to Colin, to Dan, to Topper and Naughty Goth. Hello to CJ and JR, to Nando and ABB, to Fetz and Solomon, to Toot and Samster. Good evening, Conradlac and Jerry, Mark and Woollyback, Clayton, Fluffy Bunny, Cyafis and the Lupine One. Hello to Jogging and Score Count, and JB Henry and the Raiders, Comedy Fan, Solar Espion, Dag the Pig, Danny Gambit, Vegan Claps and Gamer, Curse Toucan, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering and lingering in the chat. You are most welcome to be here. Thank you so much for joining us for what promises to be a super fun bumper edition of Game Night this Saturday night. My Chemical Romance is canon indeed. Say so, Canon Rog, JR.
What a shame.
Yeah, the two ends in canon, one in the middle, one at the end. The thing you spelt is like a weapon of war, but I'll still give it a thumbs up all the same. Michael M238, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Michael M238, do we know each other in real life by any chance? I suspect probably not, but there's a non-zero chance you might be you might be someone. I can't remember what. Do we know each other in real life? I don't know. You'll have to confirm in chat if we do. It's fine if we do. It's also fine if we don't. Anyway, how you all doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. The sun's been out today. Oh, it's been a busy day, so it has. It's been a busy day. I'll tell you all about it, right? So I got up this morning. Thank you, Puzzle Dad. I put this on for you especially. Actually, I can't back that up. No, I had a wedding this afternoon. and I only got half changed. I've gone back into shorts though. So yes, I'm bare-legged. Yeah, it looks a bit like a heart there. But thank you. I appreciate the a bold number of buttons on done. On done. You love it, Arun. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. I know. I'm going to undo another button that I know Clive might race into the stream at that point. But yeah. So yeah, I woke up this morning. To a good buddy for that. For what? The gams? Oh, the legs? Legs like that, yeah. I'm really happy with my calves at the moment because I'm just running so much. I like running like a lot. I've done like 25k this week or something ridiculous. But yeah, I got up this morning, went to the park for a new PB. Let's go! 23:29 was this morning. Amy, and Sonalator and Amy, welcome back to you to the stream. I know this was like 17 degrees already, but yeah, 23:29. It was a 1 second PB, so I was properly buzzing. And actually, when I crossed the line, my watch said 23:30, but the official time was a second faster than my previous fastest. So yeah, that got the day off to a very good start. Hashtag V, welcome to the stream. I then went and played at a wedding, which was really nice. That was the time, 23 minutes and 29 seconds, Lewis, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, so then went and played at a wedding, which was very nice. I then went to play at, I went to sing at a service that I got coerced into singing at last night. I only had quite a full-on day, so I wasn't immediately sold by the idea, but it was quite well paid and it was sort of helping out a friend. So yeah, so I went to sing at a Catholic confirmation service this afternoon. I've been to more Catholic masses this year than I've been to in the previous like 20 years, I think. Ever since I moved to university and sort of became adopted by the Church of England. Yeah, but yeah, I've been to like 3 or 4 now this year. But something to do with the Pope. There's a gag about the Pope. I have had a masses. I've had at least 3, I think, this year. I've been to. Hey, Critical Mass. Very nice indeed. Right, well, that's twice around the loop. I'll give it another 30 seconds, and then I think we're going to get on with the game. This first game tonight, no warm-up. We are straight in with our feature games. This is Data Leak. It has been written by Samster, who you may recall from other game night streams, particularly Thursday night's The Escape Artist, which is also written by Sam. This Data Leak pack, written by Sam, proofed by Lewis, should prove to be a lot of fun. It's the first of 3 games that we've got tonight. Coming up a little bit later on, we've got JR's Risky Business pack, which was delayed from Thursday because I did a little switcheroo with the schedule, and then capping off the night we've got The Abyss as written by Zeus, so a triumvirate of fun for everyone. Anglo-Catholic churches, you say, are the best of... Well, yeah, I mean, aren't all Anglican churches are sort of Anglo-Catholic because they're like reformed. They used to be Catholic churches, and then Henry VIII wanted a divorce and we got an entire new religion out of it. It's just occurred to me, I haven't run ads. When do you want me to run ads so that people don't get pre-rolls? I mean, I could wait till the break and hope that we don't get any pre-rolls in the next 45 minutes. That's what I'm going to do, because I'm about to lock the lobby and I don't really want to stall for another 3 minutes or so. I think we'll get on with the game and I'll run ads in the middle. So, if you're all ready, fingers on devices, and a quick reminder, you need the unicorn right there, the room code right there. If you want to play Data Leak tonight, it's been written by Samster. It should be a lot of fun. And I think, let's get on with the game. Let's play. Want to listen to this jam a bit more. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's play. Nearly got it. Right. Here's how to play Data Leak. Solve the puzzles as quickly as you can. We reveal clues every 10 seconds. Samson nothing but yeah, he has done a lot of writing this week. He's been a good chap, so he has. We reveal clues every 10 seconds. The fewer clues you need, the more points you win. There was an excellent suggestion from Clive of Legend to reshuffle the round order in this and move the picture around earlier and swap it maybe with round 2, put round 2 to the end. That's a change I do want to implement, but it's a change I would need to make sure works properly. So it would require some testing. I haven't gotten around to it yet. It'll probably go in from next season. So it is standard classic Data Leak, as you know. That's the order we'll play it out as we always have. Get the answer wrong, you will be frozen out for 8 seconds, which means you'll need to wait for the next clue before you can answer again. You can still type on your devices, you just can't submit until you get unlocked. Some puzzles, particularly the ones in round 4, will require exact spelling, so I will forewarn you about that as and when we get there. But there is a spell checker on the majority of the rounds. So those are the rules. Hopefully it's relatively straightforward. Let's go on. Round 1. Round 1 is 5 degrees, and in this round you'll be presented with a message from our sponsor, Coral Cola. No, it's a follow alert from Coral Cola. Have you met the Pope, Cola? Coral Cola, thank you very much for that follow. Lovely to have you here. You have a very similar name to one of our moderators, Cola. Cola and Coral Cola. I hope you will be friends. So in this round, you'll be presented with a category and 5 longer clues, all describing the same person, place, or object. The faster you solve it, the more points you win. Simple as that. Cardinal Colo. Yes, Cardinal Cola and Pope Colo now as well. Lovely stuff. Yes, of course we're friends, JR. Of course we are. And I don't want Coral Cola to be friends with everyone. Welcome to the stream, Coral Cola. I hope you're well. Welcome on in. So those are the rules. Let's start with our first puzzle. We are looking for, fingers on devices, we're looking for a website for 5 points. Founded by Max Levchin and others as Fieldlink, then Confinity, I should say, in 1998. Before, in recent ads for this company, Will Ferrell sings a version of Fleetwood Mac's "You Can Go Your Own Way, Go Your Own Way." For 3 boys, merged with Elon Musk's Boo Online Bank X in 2000. And for 2, became eBay's official payment provider in 2002. And for a single point, has the NASDAQ stock ticker code PYPL. You are allowed to like him, Mark. I'm not getting political tonight. You can like who you like. It's a free country, and we respect free speech. I'm not a great... I mainly don't like Elon Musk because he ruined Twitter. I used to quite like Twitter, and then he slightly ruined it. But yeah, you do you, my dude. PayPal is the answer. You can pay your own way was the jingle that was Will Ferrell covered. You can pay your own way on PayPal. Yes, and it's the official eBay payment provider as of 2002. Well done, you've got some points there. Plenty of players getting some points out of that one, and including a couple of 5s. So well done there. I think it was Nando and Flyboy managing to pick up 5 points on that. Very good start for you too. Let's drain that puzzle, and we'll go on to puzzle number 2. Oh, my goodness gracious me. So early in a Samster pack, we're looking for a chemical element for 5 points. Evidence suggests high-altitude stromatolites unusually cycle this element as a source of energy. Might be stromatolites, possibly. For 4 points, was historically used medicinally, such as in Fowler's solution or Orpiment. And Inca's the first to solve this one for 4 points. For 3 now, the US agency focusing on toxic diseases ranked it the most hazardous substance in the world. And for 2, paired with Old Lace in the title of a 1944 Frank Capra comedy film. And for a single point, as little as 200 milligrams of this element with the chemical symbol AS is enough to kill a human being. Arsenic is what we wanted. I remember learning about arsenic when I was a kid. It's, oh, you can't have arsenic, it will kill you. It's a poison, so it is. But it is indeed an element. It occurs naturally in nature. And yeah, Old Lace and Arsenic, I believe, is the name of the film. He says with poorly misplaced confidence. Oh no, because it's Arsenic and Old Lace, my bad. 1944, I didn't proof this pack, can you tell? But yeah, it's ranked at the most hazardous substance in the world. So that's good to know. Sporty, welcome to the stream, my dude. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. Oh, arsenic. Thank you very much for the raid message. And don't forget, if you want to suggest a raid message for tonight's stream, for whoever we go on to raid, you can do that. You can give me up to 3, and if I like them, you might get some pennies later on. Let's drain that puzzle and move on to puzzle number 3. We are looking for a food item for 5. At 111.1 meters, the world's longest one of these was made in South Africa in 2005. Before, when trying one, Ryan Gosling said, "It's like a fancy hot dog, like a hot dog in a tuxedo." There's a couple of solves. For 3, Lad Baby built this city on these things and sang "I Love Them" in 2 Christmas UK #1 singles. Thanks, Sam. I just managed to remove that blight from my brain. One of these from Greg's was immortalised in Madame Tussauds in May 2025. I missed this story. And for a single point, consists of a cylinder of pork encased in skin wrapped in puff pastry. It's a snossig roll. Snossig roll. Just coming in time there. It's sportsy. Sausage roll. And it did condone that as correct, yeah. Pigs in blankets, not the right. Pigs in blankets are tiny little sausages wrapped in bacon. Whereas a sausage roll is a sausage wrapped in pastry. Very popular in this country. And yes, sausage roll. A genuine sausage question for a change. Well done if you got some points out of that one. Let's drain the puzzle. What's your arsenic? A little arsenic leak. Ooh, yeah, we wouldn't want that. Wouldn't want an arsenic leak. Right, on to puzzle number 4. Puzzle number 4, gang. We are looking for a game. A game for 5 points. Invented by a classmate of Anne Frank. What wrote the diaries? For 4 points, has been criticised for lack of diversity, though its owners argue it is based on a numerical equation. Already got Griff and Innes managing to solve for 3 points now. The first version, only released in the Netherlands, was Wie is het? 2 points. Original characters included Bill, who was bald, and Maria, who wore a beret. For a single point, you might ask, do they wear glasses? To eliminate some of the possible names in this game. It's Guess Who, so it is. Although I like the time Marcellus Wallace, the character from Pulp Fiction, played this game. Did you ever see that deleted scene from Pulp Fiction? He goes, not Marcellus Wallace. It wasn't Marcellus Wallace. It was Jules Winfield. It's played by Samuel L. Jackson. He just starts every time he starts a game. He just goes, "Does he look like a bitch?" Which I don't know. I don't know how you'd quantify that if you were playing the game for real. I guess he probably doesn't win many games of Guess Who, but he is a violent gangster. So I guess that's maybe fine. Riff, welcome to the stream. Guess whomst, indeed. It's an exceptional chestnut. Yes, it is indeed. Guess who? Vibes only. Let's drain that puzzle. We've got one more in this round. Most of us getting some points out of that. And let's take a look. Puzzle number 5. We're looking for an historical figure. Surname only is acceptable. For 5 points. One of the first to use statistical diagrams, particularly coxcomb charts, a pie chart precursor. And a couple of us know this. Well played if you got it from that. For 4 points, kept their pet owl Athena in their pockets. For 3 points, the first woman to receive the Commonwealth's Order of Merit. A few more getting in now. Surname only is fine. You can give me first name and surname if you like. For 2 points, International Nurses Day is celebrated every year on her birthday. For a single point, became known as the Lady with the Lamp during the Crimean War. It was, of course, Florence Nightingale, who, for the longest time, I thought was associated with World War I. I don't know if perhaps she was associated with that as well, and I just had a terrible primary education. But yes, she's the Lady with the Lamp. I'm assuming she wasn't in the First World War, given she died in 1910. So it's unlikely she would have still been around in World War I, given that didn't start until 1914. Does she give a hoot? Indeed, does she give a hoot? I'd love a pet owl as well, sooner or later. Right. Well, let's drain that puzzle. It's Florence Nightingale is what we wanted there. Let's drain that puzzle and check out the scores at the end of round 1. We have got Inca in the lead with 19 points. JR and Riff are close behind in second on 17. Mark has got 16 points. They make up our top 3 places. Info Spiller, Ralph and 2 all have 15. Ben, Fetz and Cola on 14. Jerry, Nando, Shapes have got 13. Apodo and Michael and Silver Electron have all got 12. Colin, Amy and Toucan have got 11. AB Me and Mr. Puzzle Dancer have got 10. Chris, Not Topper and Flyboy both on 9. Edward Snowden and SJ and Sonolator are all on 8. Clayton, Conrad, Grams, Joggy, Solomon and Woollyback all with 7. Stilgar and Venusaur have got 6. Pyro's got 5. CJ and Nebula on 4. Marcini and Sporty on 2. But still plenty of quiz to go. Let's play on round 2. It's the content filter for now. Soon this will become It's All a Blur, but for now it is still the content filter. Very similar to round 1, except the clues are going to be shorter, and you're going to be presented with a category and 5 shorter clues, all of which will be contained within or connected to the answer. So it could be tracks off an album, it could be chapters out of a book. Larve12, thank you very much for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. If you'd like to join in the game, you will need the universal controller and you'll need the room code, which is right there. Lovely to have you. Thank you for that follow. So yeah, you might get chapters, name the book from the chapters given, or name the play from characters therein, or could be anything like that. So shorter clues, but as before, the faster you solve it, the more points you get. Okay, so for this first one, right, before I run this, I need to check something, because we could have some drama here. Oh shit, I can't, can I? Because of the Right, let me just check the data, because apparently this is just debugged and I've only got 4 clues for this, which is a problem. Let me take a look at what the original data said. It might just break, which would be a tremendous shame. I really hope it doesn't, but there's not a lot I can do at this stage. So let me just check in with the data and see what's going on, if it's been a parsing error. No, I have genuinely only got there's a leak in the pipeline. Let me go check the original data submission. Oh, hello. Opsy, welcome to the game. Where has this come from? Which clue is missing? Okay, for some reason, clue 4, which is the 2-pointer, has just been omitted. It does contain data in the file, but it's blank, so it might populate this in the wrong... I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here. There's a clue missing. I will shout it out, okay, at the appropriate moment. Yes, it came pre-filtered. It did indeed. Right, well, let's see what happens. Fingers crossed that it just runs, and all will be well, and we can carry on either way. But there might be a clue missing from this, which I might give you vocally. We are looking for, in our first puzzle, a name in music. For 5 points. Blank Furman, American singer and sex education composer. Ah, okay, right. Okay, yeah, it appears to be bugged. Because it's not putting any more into the stuff either. Well, yeah, okay, I get it. It's not appearing. You don't need to remind me because it's clearly not appearing on the graphics either. But we'll see what happens when when we run out of stuff. You knew the 5-point one, Michael. That's a shame. BC Flyboy, welcome to the stream. Well, let's just see what happens. No, you don't need to refresh. You don't need to refresh. There's a bug in the game. I'm going to see what happens. I hope this doesn't necessitate a restart. Is it going to show us the answer? It's not even going to show us the answer. Can I even progress the gameplay? No, it's just this is it. This is the rest of the game now. Fantastic. Oh, that's deeply annoying. Yeah. Can everyone remember their scores? Inca wins! Yeah, Inca wins. Oh, you gotta laugh. I'm gonna take it in my stride. Apologies to Sam for the pack going wrong. Something's come unstuck with the data in here. I don't know if this has come out of the export or if something's gone wrong on the ingest. I'm just gonna run some tests real quick. Give me a moment. So we're in round 2, 5 questions. Clues 5. Right, it's just okay. So it's exported fine. No, I don't know that it can. Puzzled Dan, unless anyone wants a dev stream where I add some stuff in. How do we do this? Right, here's my plan. What I'm going to do, I'm going to run this out of Unity, so give me a minute to load it up, because then I can make edits. I've got to edit the question data before it goes in, and then we'll start at the front of this round. Okay? So, everyone keep a note of their scores. I'll add them on after the fact, but that's going to be the fairest way to do it. Okay? Because, obviously, a little data error has caused the entire game to just, like, die dead. So, give me 5 minutes, I'll stay on camera. And we'll get this fixed. Okay, so just stay with me. Let's kill that current build. Let's leave the operator open, and let's get data leak loaded up in the inspector. There we go. I need to make a note. Check data leak export, as we appear to have missed some data out. What I'm also going to do while I'm fixing stuff up, I'm also going to just check that that hasn't happened anywhere else. Good opportunity to run ads. Yes. Here's a message from our sponsor, Puzzle Dan.
Here's Mr. Chips, what he doing, people?
Here's Mr. Chips, what's he doing, people? Ads coming up. When the ads are finished, we'll hopefully be back in business. Okie dokie. Yeah, so there was a blank field in one of the data fields on that clue. So what I'm going to do is just manually put it in, which was, that is the one I was after. That goes in there. I was going to check that this hasn't come up anywhere else. There's no other clues that have got, like, missed data or anything. Let's just copy the whole thing into there. Right, data leak has loaded, which is a good start. Those don't have clues, and then clue text, clue. Yes, 5 clues there, 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 5 clues there. 5 clues there. 5 clues there. 5 clues there. And we've already played all of those. Okay, right. Let me pop data leak up to there. Let me bring other data leak over to there. And we'll set to stream mode 4K, which is what we need it to be. We're going to unselect use remote operator. We're going to manually load in Sam's trivia. There. And then the pictures need to go manually as well. And 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5. Okay, so pictures are loaded. Data is loaded. We'll go skip opening titles. You will need to refresh because I'm running from a different instance of the game. So you need to refresh your universal controllers and rejoin this lobby. But we'll skip the opening titles. And then I will hopefully be able to add on your points in just a moment. And then I'll be able to skip to the start of round 2. Now that I have corrected the data, I have not yet corrected the data. So that would be a monumental error to undertake. Let's go and paste that in. Is that the one with the missing clue? Yes, it is. Paste. Has that now replaced the missing clue with data? Yes, it has. We save, we close, and we run, I think. And then, right, hopefully everyone is going to play the honesty game with your points. We load it up. We've taken off use remote operator. We're skipping opening titles. Right, new room code coming in, gang. I need to go game with Cam. But it's not going to show anything just yet. I need to go full screen game capture. No, I don't. I need to go new game monitor. No, that's Discord. Give me a mo. That's targeting the wrong monitor. Let's go to that monitor. No, let's go to that monitor. I think. No, that's still Discord. Why is it Discord? Oh, it's that one. That'll do. XGMT. Right, come join. Apologies for that little blip. Right. Now, as you come and join, I'm going to get this set up for going straight to the next round. Do I do this on a debug, or do I go to the titles? I should just be changing that integer. Oh shit, yeah. Ha! My bad. Right, let me just bring this in slightly. And out slightly. Yeah, it's not an exact science, this. Oh, that's no good. Oh, that's no better. Right, 69. That's good enough. That's good enough. Hopefully we're just about to see. We can see the main screen, so that's good. Right, next points. In fact, let's make sure we're at the right place first of all. Progress gameplay. And null reference exception. Object not set to an instance of an object. What's that all about? Is that just a leftover thing from remote operator? I'm just going to check this real quick, just in case it. Yeah, send to operator. That's a bug that we don't care about. So that's fine, and we can hopefully now gameplay manager rounds played 1 operator, progress gameplay, how to play, progress gameplay again, splash screen, how to play. Cool. We just keep going around how to play forever and ever. Current round is 0. How do we do this? We have to set it to 5 degrees. And hello and welcome. 5 degrees, rounds played 1. And for fuck's sake. Why are you sticking on show instructions? That's very annoying. Thinking happy thoughts. And I can't change the state anymore because it's now a property, which means it's not exposed to the... which means it's not exposed to the inspector. It's fine. I can't even do that at the moment. Hide instructions should go to should increase to show round title screen. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Hide instructions should now go to show round title screen. Yeah. What? How has that even happened? How has that even happened? Oh my goodness me. That shouldn't be possible. Because we've not got use remote operator on. So, what if I press that one instead? That shouldn't be possible. I'm gonna have to put a breakpoint on it. What the frick is going on? This bike crash things. I'll launch it in recovery mode if it does. Right. Show instructions. Oh. Right. I know what's happening. That's very dumb. That's very dumb of me. Don't refresh your accounts. I'll bring it in recovery mode, okay? Don't refresh. Okay? Okay. Right. Sorry, there's a bug I need to fix. .get.use remote operator. Then do that. Yeah, because what it's doing, it's trying to send a payload to the remote operator, which obviously doesn't exist because I'm running it out of the inspector, but then it means it's not incrementing the stage. And show instructions is more or less the same as hide instructions. Right. Don't refresh. I'm going to launch it in recovery mode. And then we should be good to go. And then I'll add the points on at some point over the course of the game. Yeah, you got to laugh it off. Oh my god, that's a lot of null reference exceptions. I'm hoping that they're going to clear down. Right, play. We're in recovery mode. You shouldn't need to refresh your device, he says with confidence. Loud noise. Loud noise.wave. Give it a minute, give it a minute, give it a minute, give it a minute. There we go. There we go, and we're fine! And we're back in action. Now I need to set it to rounds played 1. And now we should be able to progress gameplay. Please work. Hey, there we go! Sorry, people trying to refresh. Give me a minute, give me a minute, give me a minute. I need to take it out of recovery mode. Right, now you can refresh. Michael and Toot, you should now be able to refresh. Hey, right, we're back again. We only lost about 7 minutes there. Pro me, and everyone's obviously reset to 0. Do you want me to go through the scores? Shall I do them a few at a time? Or do you want me to do the scores now? Because it'll take me, well, however many of you there are. Right, how do we do this? Score-wise. We should do the scores. That'll be another 5 minutes. Yeah, rip the plaster off. Come on, then. Don't everyone shout them at me at once. Oh, have we got screenshots? Has a moderator got a screenshot for me? Ah, Commander Venus, you are the commander indeed. Commander-in-Chief. Right. We'll go through them there, then. So, Inca should be on 19. I'll need to take it off pulling data. 19. I don't know how many total correct will be, but Inca, do you have 19 points now? I don't know. You've got 19 points. It says you've got 19 points. Current bid, max points, submission time. Do you have 19 points? I don't know if it just doesn't update the view. Right, JR should have 17 points. Set player details. There we go. Riff should also have 17 points. Set player details. Mark should have 16 points. Would this be better with some music, do you think? Info Spiller, I think that's a run. Let's go with a run. Is that a run? I can't... Oh, who's that? Info Spiller. Maybe not. Yes, a run aromatics. Info Spiller. You have got 15. Set player details. Right. Ralph. Ralph, there you are. 15. I really hope this works. In fact, I really, really hope this works. If it doesn't, then this is a complete waste of time. But I'm fairly sure it does. It's just a bit pedestrian. Toot's got 15. Set player details. It should update it on the view after the next question. Ben has got 14. No, not 15, 14. Set player details. Fetz has got 14. 14 for Fetz. Cola's also got 14, and he is the Pope. In 1985, set player details for Cola, and 13 now for Jerry Ayres. 13 and point, and set the player details. Nando has 13. Nando has got 13 points. I can't think of more words to say at this point. And here's a message from our sponsor, Puzzle Dan.
We still be digging on James Brown's Sorry You Wanted Music, Ben.
Apodo, did you rejoin us? I can't see you, Apodo Nuevo. Maybe you joined with a different name. We'll come back to Apodo. It's not got the same name as before. Michael has got 12 points and 12 points. Set back the player details. Silver Electron has also got 12 points. And the best from our sponsor, JR.
Play that funky music, quiz boy.
I will. Thank you for the 100 bits there. Colin's got 11. We set the player details, and Amy's got 11. And hopefully this all will work. If not, then this is just a massive waste of time. But I'm sure it will be worth it when you can all have your points back. AB, me has 10. And then let's set the player details. But and Mr. Puzzle that answer, you have got 10. Let's set the details back. And then we go Chris Not Topper in 1985. Set the player details back. And then we go to Flyboy. There is Flyboy. And they've got 9 set player deets. Edward Snowden. He was famous once upon a time. I don't know who that is, so we will come back to them. If you can identify yourself in chat, that would be helpful. 8 points for SJ. And Sonna Later's also got the same as SJ. 8 points set player details back. And Clayton, and there you are. And you've got 7 set player details back. And Conrad has got 7. And now I'm running out of words for this song. And then Grams, who I cannot seem to see, maybe they haven't rejoined us. Joggy has got 7, and then we go 7 set player details back. And Solomon, there you are for 7. Then we go to Woolly back, who's 7 and 7. Oh bollocks! Oh, I found a Podo. Set details back for Woolly back. Where has a Podo got? A Podo had 12. I couldn't find them then before, but now I know they have got 12, and now I found them. Where were we? Stilgar has 6. Nearly there. Venusaur has 6. And 6 set. And Pyro has 5. I hope this is worth it. I need a better way of doing this in future. I really do. CJ has got 4. Set play details back. Nebula has got 4. Did Nebula... Ah, there's Nebula. Nebula, there you are. 4. Set player details. Marcini's got 2. Nearly there. And Sportsy. Well, I hope this has been entertaining. I can't see Sportsy. Have I missed anyone? Right. Thank you to Venus for providing me with that screenshot. Did I miss anyone? God, I hope to God this works. I really, really do. Yeah, fingers crossed that it updates it after the next time you get points. Right. On with the game. It's a name in music. Hopefully you've got a question now. Hey! Noises are happening. Thurman, American singer and sex education composer. Better than Blank, American alternative rock band. And for 3, Blank Koenig, lead vocalist of Vampire Weekend. Yeah, once you get pointed updates for you. Blank Collective, British Jazz Quintet, which was the clue that was inexplicably missing from the last set of data. George Blank, British singer of Budapest. Ezra was the answer. Okay, if you're having issues, now give it a refresh. There was a problem before. I think Michael and Toot, you refreshed too early before I disabled recovery mode. So Michael and Toot, if you now refresh. Anyone else having issues? If you're having issues, give it a refresh. You should now be able to refresh your devices properly. When it's in recovery mode, it doesn't let you refresh for reasons best known to itself. So Michael, you should now have a game will begin soon screen rather than a loading screen. Subtle distinction. Anyone else having problems? Now is the time to refresh. Nebula as well, doing a refresh. I'm going to drain that puzzle. Ezra was the answer. We reorder the board, and so yeah, it's just on the view. Your scores aren't being printed. Next time you get points, it will update it. So okay, yeah, that sounds right, Michael. Wooly back as well, and vegan claps and gamer as well. Fingers crossed it all works for this one. Let's go on to puzzle number 2. We're looking for a number for 5. Minimum number of photoreceptors a mantis shrimp has. I'll give you 5 points for that, Michael. You did say you knew that one. For 4, number of wires in the name of bird of paradise species Seleucidus melanoleucus. For 3, number of eyes a caterpillar has. For 2, the total number of wings found on a red admiral, a painted lady, and a cabbage white. And for a single point, number of animals in the Chinese zodiac. 12 is the answer we wanted there. 12. Well done if you got that from photoreceptors in a mantis shrimp. Opponent, did you just take a punt at a number and it turned out to be the right one? You're all working out. Good stuff, Michael. Michael, I know you said you would have got it from 5, and I'm going with the honesty policy here. I'm going to give you an additional 5 points because that feels like the right thing to do. Just on that one. I'm not going to do this for like everyone who would have said that, but just because Michael had issues there, and he did claim before it crashed he knew that for 5. So I'm going on the honesty policy there. You got an extra 5 points, Michael. Heard a podcast about mantis shrimp forever ago, but I don't know if they mentioned the specific number. Felt like it was about a dozen if they didn't say it. All right. Oh, how about that? Let's drain the puzzle. And we'll go on to puzzle number 3. Take a look at this. We're looking for an author by novels. Mr. Mercedes, 2014. For 4, 11/22/63, 2011. For 3, Firestarter, 1980. For 2, The Green Mile. And for a single point, It, 1986. Stephen King is the author of all of those. Yes, Stephen King's It from 1986. Most famously made into a film starring, what's his chops out of Home Alone 2 and Clue, the film. Why can't I think of his name? Who played Pennywise the Clown? Tim Curry. Tim Curry, that's actually still go, and SJ. And way before Nirvana. Sorry, let's straighten the puzzle. And Clayton. Right, if you have an answer point, Sonolator, you've got more than 0. It just hasn't updated the view with your actual points at the moment. Let's go on puzzle number 4. We're looking for A Year by Firsts. For 5. Sean White achieves the first ever Super Pipe perfect score in Winter X Games history. Before, LeBron James wins his first NBA title. For 3, the Tour de France is won by a British cyclist for the first time. Oh yeah, Dan, I've obviously missed you out. I'll add those on in a minute. For 2, Andy Murray wins his first tennis Grand Slam, the US Open. And for a single point, London becomes the first city to host the Olympic Games thrice. Yeah, sorry, Dan, that's not taken. 2012 is the answer, and Dan should have 13 points. Hopefully that will now update the next time you get a question right. Yeah, 2012. What a great year that was. Yeah, Andy Murray winning the US Open, also winning Olympic gold. Didn't win Wimbledon until the following year. From 12 to 2012. Very nice. Let's drain the puzzle. And go on to the final puzzle of this round, which started about 4 years ago. Let's take a look. Puzzle number 5. The category is word in song titles. For 5, Call Your Blank, Robin, 2011. For 4, Blank is Better, Talking Heads, 1984. If I Was Your Blank, Prince, 1987. Blank in a Coma, The Smiths, 1987. Break Up With Your Blank, I'm Bored, Ariana Grande, 2019. Missed opportunity for Bad Blank there by Theory of a Dead Man. Bad Girlfriend. Yes, Girlfriend was the answer. Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. Girlfriend in a Coma. If I Was Your Girlfriend, Girlfriend is Better. And Call Your Girlfriend. Well done. If you got some points, let's drain that puzzle and check out the scores at the end of that very, very long round 2. Shapes has the lead with 33. Toot in second with 31. Inca and Infospiller and Michael all on 29. Mark has 27. ABB on 26. Ralph and Riff are on 25. Cola and Solomon have 24. Ben has 23. Clayton, Fetch, Jerry and Nando all on 22. Apodo has 21. Conrad and Flyboy and JR are on 20. Joggy's got 18. Goth again, Amy, Silver Electron, Toucan all on 17. Topper's got 16. Colin and Mr. Puzzle Dancer, Stilgar and Stilgar are on 15. SJ on 13. Nebula, Pyro and Venusaur on 11. Woollyback on 10. CJ on 9. Sonna later, presumably on 9 or 8. Yoniak on 8. Grams and Marcini on 3. Sonna later, if you answer a question right, it'll update that on the view, but it's obviously putting you in the right order. It's just not updated the strap. Good. On we go. Round 3. So any other name? No categories in this round. What state is it on? Is it going on to show instructions, hide instructions at this point? I might have to press progress gameplay twice. I'm not sure. But yeah, no category because you're going to get 5 different definitions of the same word or words. Let me just check to see if these are all indeed single words. They can all be answered with single words, some of them accept multiple words. Okay, so on we go. Puzzle number 1. For 5. 1987 one-shot comic book with the characters Starbrand and The Witness. For 4. 4-letter nickname of the US university founded by Hugh Henry Brackenridge in Pennsylvania. 3. Eponymous hospital in a 2025 HBO medical TV show. For 2. Surname of the elder and the younger prime ministers. And for a single point. Surname of actor known for Seven, Fight Club and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. As it should be styled, Sesevenon, Because, yes, the V is styled as a 7 for reasons best known to David Fincher, who directed that film. Pitt is the answer. Brad Pitt is the actor in the first one. William Pitt, the younger, William Pitt, the elder. Thank you for using eponymous, but then putting titular into the host notes there, Samster, as well. Yeah, Pitt University, not Yale. Quite a few players going for Yale on that one. And 1987 one-shot comic book with the character Starbrand and the witness was Pitt. Let's drain the puzzle. On we go. Puzzle number 2. Take a look. Was it not, Lewis? For 5, singular form of an alternative name for the Slitherlink puzzle. Oh yeah, LT. That's what the LT stands for. For 4, in mob slang, a person who knowingly buys stolen goods to resell for profit. For 3, you could do this with a saber, an epee, or a foil. That's a good clue. I like that clue. For 2 points, a barrier enclosing a field or a garden. And for a single point, in an idiom, if you sit on one of these, you are actively avoiding making a decision. They're all fences. Fence is the answer. Yes, you sit on the fence to avoid making a decision. A fence around a garden encloses a garden off. Fencing is a sport for which you use saber, epes, or foils. I didn't know the mob slang one. Person who knowingly buys stolen goods to resell for profit is called a fence, apparently. And a singular form of an alternative name for the Slitherlink puzzle is fence. Fences, I believe, is the Slitherlink puzzle, which I have played a couple of in my time. Well, I don't know if you've got some points. Let's drain the puzzle and move on to puzzle number 4. Take a look. Or indeed, puzzle number 3. For 5, Nigerian Premier League football team nicknamed Oliole Warriors. Oh, I see. That's interesting derivation. Thank you for sharing, score count. For 4, 2023 drama film about the high school career of LeBron James. For 3, 2009 Bag Raiders song that inspired a 2017 internet meme. For 2 points, British comedy TV series hosted by Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer. And for a single point, alliterative 2-word alternative name for multiple meteors. I lied to you, this one does need 2 words. Shooting stars. It was over a line break. I thought we were just accepting stars, but no, you did need 2 words on this one. Shooting stars. My bad. I misread the data. Sorry if you thought you only needed 1 word for that, but yeah, that was a 2-word one. Apologies. Well done if you got some points out of that. Nothing else to report there. Let's drain the puzzle. Now let's actually go on to puzzle number 4. Take a look. Title of 8th episode of The X-Files, inspired by The Thing. For 4, colloquial name for methamphetamine. For 3, acronym for the US agency responsible for detaining people who illegally crossed the border. For 2, dihydrogen monoxide below 273 Kelvin. Very clever. Yeah, we're just going to gloss over that. For a single point, word in the name of rappers Cube, T, and Vanilla. Hello, Clive. Ice is the answer that we wanted there. Ice Cube, Vanilla Ice, and Iced Tea. Dihydrogen monoxide is water. 273 degrees Kelvin would be 0 degrees Celsius. So yes, ice. Yeah, ice. If you've seen Breaking Bad, you may know methamphetamine is colloquially referred to as ice or glass occasionally. Well done if you got some points there. Let's drain the puzzle. Yeah, I'm just going to gloss over that 3rd clue because we're not getting political, and we're going on to puzzle number 5. Does indeed score. For 5 points, tarot card number 18 featuring a wolf, a dog, and a crayfish. Well done, Ben. For 4, 2009 Duncan Jones sci-fi film starring Sam Rockwell. 3, word following the hyphen in the name of the UN Secretary General succeeded by Antonio Gutierrez. Also the source of my favourite Christmas meme. For 2 points, to remove your trousers showing your naked bum to shock people. No getting around that clue. For a single point, object that moves into the Earth's shadow during a lunar eclipse. Bums. They're all moon, so they are. Yeah, to put your trousers down and show off your bum, that's to moon. Bums. And yes, the UN Secretary General who succeeded Antonio Gutierrez was Ban Ki-moon. Is it succeeded or preceded? When was that? Antonio Gutierrez is the incumbent, isn't he? Ban Ki-moon was the one before. I have a feeling that might be preceded. Yes, it is preceded. Moon came first. Yes. You better not shout. If you go look at Ban Ki-moon singing Ban Ki-moon is coming to town. Ban Ki-moon is coming to town. Sorry, Lewis, I wasn't highlighting your incompetence. It's just something I spotted. It's just something I spotted. I wasn't highlighting anyone's incompetence. Wasn't having a go. Just. Is it right? It's right. Am I wrong? Oh, succeeded by. Yeah. My bad. I didn't. I didn't conjugate the sentence properly. Yes, he was. I offer a full unconditional apology to Lewis and to Samster, without conditions or equivocations or qualifications. I was completely wrong. I'm covered in
shame.
In writing. You want an apology in writing. Delivered to Antonio Gutierrez. I'm just going to move on to the final puzzle. Move on rapidly. Oh, we go. Puzzle number 5. No. It was round 4. It's the clue chain. That was the last puzzle. Oh, my goodness me. I am still tracking raid messages, by the way. I'm just not looking at them because I've got to look at data leak because it's running in stuff in Unity at the moment. I need another drink, I think. Toot's got the lead. Shapes is in second. Inca's in third. It's the clue chain. Spelling must be exact in this round. It's the hangman round. I'm just going to go on and let it do its thing because I need to move on from my shame. Good luck. We're looking for puzzle number 1. A fictional newspaper headline for 5. For 4. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah. Well done, Mark, for 4. For 3 now. Inca sneaking in a 3. For 2. Spelling must be exact in this round, just to remind you. For 1. Feathers McGraw back inside. Which I believe is a plotline from the latest Wallace and Gromit film, which came out at Christmas, and I've still not seen. Yeah, I'm afraid spelling must be exact in this round. Well done if you got some points there. Let's drain the puzzle. Move on. Puzzle number 2. We're looking for a non-fiction book for 5. You must include the hyphen in your answer. For 4. Expecting a couple to get it from this. I'm wrong. For 3. Oh, Ralph just missing out on the 4. For 2. And for 1. That's a very charitable 1-point clue. Not gonna lie. Ultra Processed People. The book by Chris Van Tulliken about ultra-processed food. Well done if you did get some points out of that one. Let's drain it. And go on to puzzle number 3. We're looking for a musical instrument. For 5. Quick hint, it's not the piano. You needed that 1-point clue, Michael, did you? Well done if you're getting this. No surprises to see Apodo and Inca getting it for 5. 4 points now. And Q being quite generous there. And for 3. Oh, RNG is on your side here, gang. And for 2. Very generous Q. Very good. And for a single point. It's a Baroque trumpet. Is it Cockney rhyming stand for crumpet? Baroque trumpet. Except with a Cockney accent. If it ain't Baroque, don't fix it. I quite like Baroque music. I had to play some at a wedding today. I had to play Handel's Water music. Well done. If you got Baroque trumpet, let's drain that puzzle. And we'll go on to the penultimate puzzle of this round. We're looking for puzzle number 4. And the category is an Australian landmark for 5. Some more souls coming in. And for 1. It's the Big Pineapple, which is a 16-metre high pineapple in Queensland, for reasons best known to the Aussies. Well done if you got some points. Let's drain that puzzle. 1 more in this round, and we're looking for a real newspaper headline. For 5, you need that symbol. Apologies to any Americans. For 4. Yeah, sorry Americans. Hold 0163, apparently. For 3. Sorry, Apodo. For 2. And for 1. It's Poundland sold for £1. In fairness to Sam and Lewis, in the UK we have got a dollar symbol on the keyboard. It's shift 4, and the euro is like function 4, I think. I think the assumption was, no, we don't have a yen key on our keyboard, but I don't think it's an unfair assumption for the British writing team to assume Americans will have a pound sign on their keyboard when we have a dollar sign on our keyboard. Was the dollar sign most there for oh yeah, because of course dollar is a string concatenation thing. Yeah, well, sorry to our American friends if that has caught you out. Alt-Ger plus F4, ugh, yuck. Control Alt-4, well, yeah, that's an unfortunate thing that snuck through there when symbols are required for typing. I don't know what would have happened if you typed it without, actually. It may have just trimmed it from the required answer. I can't remember how the logic for this game works. But again, more apology. I'm apologising a lot tonight. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Let's drain that puzzle and get rid of that nasty pound sign and check out the scores. Toot's got the lead with 64. Inca's in second with 62. Apologise more. I'm sorry, Clive. I'm so sorry, and I apologise for greeting you again later on when I go back to the operator and it shows me your name. Shapes is in third with 60. Mark has 57. Info Spiller on 54. Riff has 53. Ralph has 52. AB, me and Michael on 49. Ben's got 48. Cola and Nando on 47. Apodo 46. Jerry and JR on 44. Clayton's got 42, Solomon 41, Jogging's got 40, Colin, Conrad, Silver Electron, and Toucan all on 39. Topper's got 38, Fet's 37, Goth again on 35, Amy and SJ on 33, Still got on 32, Dan and Yoniak on 31, Flyboy's got 30, Woolly back on 28, Pyro 27, CJ on 26, Venusaur 25, Nebula 20, Graham 17, Clive 14, Sonolator is on more than 0, and Marcini is on somewhere between 3 and 14. I think we should go on to the last round and move on from this game. It's all a blur. And in this round, you'll be shown a picture. It will gradually come into sharper focus. The sooner you answer, the more points you get. You'll get a cryptic clue at the 2-point mark. And that's all there is to it. Good luck to you all. Let's play It's All a Blur. And our first puzzle is an internet meme for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2, you might spit on that crypto scam thing launched by the woman in this meme. And for 1. I surprisingly got the spell. It's Hawk Tour. We also accepted Hawk Tour Girl or Haley Welch or just Tour on its own. Yeah, you got to spit on that thing. Give it the old Hawk Tour. I've absolutely no idea what the context of that is. We are a family-friendly stream here.
Shame.
I think that button is warranted, as is that one.
Order!
And let's drain the puzzle and move on rapidly. So, the question is asking what is in the meme. What is it the meme of, Woollybat? The meme is Hawk Tour Girl, who a girl during an interview said it's just something like, how do you get a guy to be excited? And she says you've got to give it the old Hawk Tour. Hello, darling. I am dry. I'm dry. Would you mind? She's coming with a bottle of Prosecco and she's filling it up. And I have to wait for the fizz to go down. But yeah, you've got to give it the old Hawk Tour, apparently. And yeah, it's the perfect time for my girlfriend to walk into the room just as we're talking about that meme. Don't smirk at me. Are you staying there or are you going? Dexter's here as well. No, he's leaving. We can forget the PG, right? Yeah. So Hawk Tour, I will leave it to your imagination if you don't know what that is. Work at him more. I'm sure she'll come back later on. Anyway, we drained the puzzle. Let's go on. Puzzle number 2. We are looking for sports team for 5. For 4. And for 3. And for 2. These dinosaurs of NBA are the only Canadian team in the league. Tricky one there. That's the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors. Yes. And I have nothing else to offer you on that. So let's train the puzzle. Well done if you got it. And there it goes. Right. On to another. Puzzle number 3. We're looking for a TV series. Raptors aren't dinosaurs. Don't know about that. Number of people typing bluey as the answer. It's not blue. I suppose it is blue, I suppose. For 4 points. 3. This French show is about a gentleman thief, not a wolf. And for one. I'm glad Ralph got this. It's Lupin. Lupin. Lupin? Lupine? Lupin? I've not seen it, actually. Yeah, got the Jordans on. Yes, indeed. I don't know what that means. But let's drain the puzzle. And with 2 to go, Toot still has the lead. Inca in second, Shapes in third. Mark, Ralph, Riff, all potentially in contention. We're still 10 points up for grabs. Well, let's take a look at puzzle number 4. We're looking for a mobile app for 5. An app that doesn't have dark mode. Shape's getting 4. Apoda getting 4. For 3 now. A few more solving at this point. For 2, I still missed this quiz app that had headquarters in both the US and UK. And for 1. If you look carefully, the answer is on the screen. Well, half the answer is. HQ Trivia is the answer to that, which is something I don't think I've ever used, to my eternal shame.
Shame.
I'm pressing that button far too much tonight. Well done, if you got some points, let's drain that puzzle. 4 points separating Toot and Inca, 5 points separating Toot and Shapes. It is a bit of a battle between these 3. Can technically still be won by either Toot, Inca, or Shapes. Home team advantage to Toot at this point with 1 final puzzle. We're looking for an artwork for 5. With that, Toot has the game locked up. CJ the first in, Clive right behind. For 2, I've got Monet on my mind as I stare at these aquatic flowers. And for a single point. The Water Lilies by Claude Monet. Interestingly, it looked exactly the same at the 5-point mark as it does at 1. I'm surprised not everyone got it for 5 points there. Because it's Impressionism, so it's all blurry. Shut up, Ben. Let's drain the puzzle and check out the final scores, because at the end of the game, Shapes takes the bronze with 72, Inca takes the silver with 74, but the winner with 77 of the gold medalist is Toot! GG's all round, and we'll convert those points into pennies and they'll be paid out on your devices. Thank you very much to Samster for a great pack of Data Leak there. Lovely start to the stream, and I think I made up some time. I did speed it up after the crash. Thanks to Lewis as well for proofing and for getting all of the information right in the proofing and making no mistakes at all, and my profuse apologies that I suggested, even for a second, that there might have been an error of some description. Lovely pack, Sam. Really very much appreciated, and I hope you've all had fun playing that. That is the first of 3 games that we're playing tonight. Coming up after the break, we are going to be playing Risky Business, delayed from Thursday, is written by JR. Not JR's fault, entirely on me. I just decided to swap the schedule just to make Thursdays a little bit trimmer. But we're going to be playing our hexagons in full tonight. That's coming up after the break, so refresh your devices and get ready for the room code. Going to play some adverts during the break, probably some more music that'll get the stream or the VOD muted as well, which will be fun. And all will be well. Hopefully it's aged like a fine wine. Again, I've not proofed this next one. Inca's proofed this next one, so I'm very grateful to him. Looking forward to seeing what's coming up. To the point I've actually not really seen the questions. I've just exported it. I might play. I like Risky Business. And no, I can't play because I get the answers debugged in the operator. Piss. Oh well. No, I can't because I've got the answers in front of me for the whole time. Now I use it in the operator now, so that wouldn't work. But I will be playing next week, and I'll say more about that during the continuity in just a minute. Yeah, piss indeed. I'm going to go back and check in on the raid messages and anyone else who's I don't think she would. I think that would be that would not be a thing. I'll ask her, see what she says. Anyway, thank you all for playing. Thanks again to Sam for writing and to Lewis for proofing. Adverts coming up, and when we return, we'll be playing A Risky Business as written by JR. Thank you again for your forbearance during the technical issues. Hopefully we've made up a little bit of time there, and I will see you after the break. And I'm on mute as well. Okay, I'll get another F-bomb later on. Fantastic. No, that's Discord. Oh, my God in heaven. Right, hang on. Game on it. No, direct game capture. If I just get rid of that. There we go. Right, now it's come back. Shall we try that again? There we go. Oh, well, that was supposed to happen. Right, I'm going to be ITV voiceover man. And coming up after the break, even more quiz action with Risky Business here on Game Night. Bit of My Chemical Romance there. They're good, actually. These are facts. Yeah, sorry about the tech issues there. It would all stem from the fact that there was a data error in data leak. I'm not quite sure where it came from. It might be a bug in the template because it was. The data didn't compile into the thing, and so it looked like there was an empty clue, and so it got confused. I should probably put some protection against that, so if that happens, it just shows an empty clue rather than breaking it. But because it was running on its own, it just froze it locked on the do nothing state, which means I can't get it back from there. But a data leak, indeed. So I've gone through the raid messages that have come in since then. There's some good ones in there, and hello to everyone who has joined since I last looked at the operator. Inca, Apodo, Naked Grandma, Yoni Yak, Gnarly Quinn, Black Rabbit, Matt the Sprat, Hud601, Maxio68, and absolutely nobody else, and certainly not Clive of Legend. You're all very welcome, and it's great to have you here. I hope you're having a good night, and yeah, thanks for your forbearance with the tech as we continue on. We managed to get through. Data Leak. We had a backup in place. Have penny bonuses run for longer than 45 seconds during the break so that the people who've gone AFK can still claim it towards the end of the break. Oh, I could do that. Okay. Just for you, AB me. There you go. I could do that already. Live suggestions implemented. Oh, many lols. Hello, darling. You're going to come say hi?
Hello.
This is Anya, everybody. Oh, I've just told everyone your name. Did you want me to tell them your name?
Yeah.
It's too late now. This is Anya, who's come to say hi to everyone.
Hi. I'm taking the dog for a walk, so.
Oh, okay.
That's my purpose.
Yeah. First appearance. Unplanned, unscheduled, unannounced. You alright?
Fine.
Good. Everyone wants to know why you won't come and do quiz. Are you going to tell people why?
Because I'm a foreigner and I.
Because she's a foreigner.
Probably will not even know half of what you guys are talking about, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very pleased to watch.
Yeah.
I'm a very good observer, so it's fine.
Good. I wish I'd had more time to prepare for this moment if you're coming on stream for the first time.
I'm just taking a dog for a walk.
Yeah, we're just taking a dog for a walk. Anyway, do you want to say anything else? I've got the headphones on, there's nothing playing at the moment.
Not really, hey!
Oh!
It seems like a thing, Dax now likes to kind of jump on my shoulders,
Yeah, he's a jumpy doggy, isn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Anya, everybody. How long have we been going out? 7 months? 8 months? 7 months?
So 6.5.
6.5, 7 months, something like that. A little while.
Anyway.
And Dexter is here as well. Put me down! Oh, hang on, I've got a sound button for that.
Please put me down.
Anyway. No, I've listened. I'll play it again. Hang on, let's see.
Please put me down.
Yeah, that's
creepy.
Dexter.
It's very creepy.
It's
I hate it. So creepy.
You don't like that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Right. I will see you shortly.
Yeah.
Have a nice walk.
And
Yeah, I'm still full. All good. Right, see you in a bit.
Yeah.
That's Anya, everyone. I didn't know that was about to happen, but yeah, yeah, we've been dating for 7 months, and all is going well. I will say more next week during the AMA, I am sure. But yeah, she's not foreign. She's a British citizen now, but she grew up in Russia. So, and yeah, that's a source of great hilarity to us all. But yeah, there you go, AB me. You had a 2-minute bonus that got you served by Anya just bursting onto the stream. Anyway, Pirate Pygmy, welcome on in. Quiz night now with surprise guests. In game night, questions answer you. Yes, that's also true. Right, we're going to play another game. We're going to play Risky Business. I haven't done any continuity. This is really bad. I don't even know. I forgot my scenes right. Oh my god, because I've been fucking around with scenes and stuff. Let me just make sure Game with Cam has got the right scene on. Game with Cam. Direct game capture is what it wants. So hopefully that'll pick that up. Yeah, there it is. Cool, it's picked that up. Great. Yeah, continuity very quickly. I'll touch on it more later on. But next week, basically, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, on either mine or Ash's channels. And if you're not following Ash yet, then go and do so. we are doing the great quiz night, game night switcheroo, where Ash is going to be hosting some of my games. I'm going to be hosting some of his. The AMA that we earned from the charity stream back in March, that's going to be taking place on Ash's channel on the Friday night while we play Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. So if you want to get in on the AMA, make sure you come on over to Ash's channel. Look forward to. We both look forward to answering all of your questions. So do pop along for that. It's going to be utterly chaotic. We've got a rehearsal sort of meeting tomorrow afternoon to go through and like swap all the software and make sure we're across everything. So we're having a guest star as well because Ash and I are going to be playing one of the games. So we've got a guest host for one of them. I wonder who that could be. More information on that next week. But basically, come along next week. It's just going to be super fun. So that's Wednesday and Friday on Ash's channel. Thursday and Saturdays on mine at the usual times of 8 o'clock. BST. I need to join the room. It's not test mode. Skip opening titles, fast validation, all off. Select question pack. This is JR's pack. Send question data to build. Hide launch screen. Great. We are loaded and ready for risky business. I hope you are as well. You will need the universal control. You will need the room code, which I'll post up in just a moment. And let's get on with the quiz, as Samster would say. It's time for risky business.
What you want? 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 Shubidi wop me, ubidi wop me, upa-doo-da.
It's risky business. Come join the game with the room code STBQ. If you want to come play. My squeaky chair? My chair's not that squeaky, is it? I don't think it's that squeaky. Thought it was a bird. Anyway, come and join us. ABB, to your suggestion, and genuinely, I should be able to update the default bonus penny time. Let's update that to 120. No, 90. I'll double it. There you go, that's done. Come join the game. Bounce up. There you go. It's a bit of chair bouncing. I'm not hearing any squeaking. Right, come join the game. This pack has been written by JR Plays Games. We were meant to play it on Thursday night, but I swapped things. A multiplayer version of Blockbusters might work. Blockbusters was always a multiplayer game, wasn't it? So perhaps you have a mouse. I'm quite convinced we probably do have mice. The cats like to bring them in from time to time. Oh, so fun fact. Looking at properties at the moment, so I'm going to be moving quite soon. After I've moved, if I get the house I've got my eye on, which I'm going to see next week, I don't want to get too premature about this, but if everything works out and the stars align, the cats will be back in the office room. So we get Kitty Cam back. I might even nick an idea from some Sonic streamer who has Loaf Cam, except my cats aren't called Loaf. Some Sonic streamer called HUD601. Well, yeah, that'd be, that's the plan. Get cats back on stream. Cats, doggo, and yeah. But that's coming soon. Hopefully before the end of the year, touch wood. I really want to play this game, but I get all the answers in front of me, so it wouldn't be fair. Make it based on a bit of the wisdom of crowds. Oh, I've missed the context of this conversation. It's actually, my chair is so loud you can hear it from there. Wi-Fi Wars have done something like that in the past. Hang on, what? Each text has everyone answers from both teams from both correct answers. Oh, I see. That could work. Nice. But something like that attempted. Ash did something like that with what's his word game that he does? Turnabout. That had that sort of metric to it, didn't it? Might be some legs. I can't develop formats anymore. You know this. I'm not allowed to develop formats anymore for the time being. So yeah. Yeah, turnabout. That was the thing, wasn't it? Am I on top? Is everyone having a good time? Can you just? I'm just having a slight crisis of confidence because I got off really bouncy and really fun at the beginning, and then it crashed through a data error rather than the software didn't crash, which is good. But yeah, and then I just feel like I lost a load of time putting everything back, and I need a much better way to put scores back. But hopefully, if you're all having a good time, good. That makes me feel happier. I would assume everyone who hasn't answered is having a terrible time. and
What a shame.
gives me an opportunity to press that button. I've been having a good time. Okay, good. I'm fully willing to embrace the chaos stream. Data leak had a data. I mean, if it was a data leak, it would have been a significantly more painful error. But yeah, we could call it a. It was. I suppose it was a data leak in a way, wasn't it? It was a leak in the data. Leah's wicked. I'm sure you are. Welcome to the game. And here's a message from our sponsor, J-Hot Plays Games.
It's part of what makes this community what it is. Gently ribbing you through mishaps. And I mean that sincerely.
I appreciate that, JR, and I appreciate the 100 bits. Actually, sometimes when I'm in a good mood and something weird just happens, I can just sort of. I think read the room is sort of the motto of that. If I'm having a terrible time and you're still ribbing me, and I'm having a bit of a breakdown, that's not the time to rib me. But when I'm taking it in my stride, then it's all good fun. Leah's Wicked, hello, first time chatter. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well. Lovely to have you here. Have you gotten into the game? I saw you typed a code, and it told me you've joined as well. But who are you in the game? Because it only tells me your Twitch name. You did, fantastic. Good stuff. It won't let you join. What are the issues you're having there? Sonolator. What's up? No, that's fine. You don't have to use whatever name you like. Sonolator. Where are your issues? Where are your woes coming from? What's the specific issue you have? Try refreshing the device. Make sure you've got the code right. Yes, of course, this pack has been written by JR. It's been proofed by Inca. Very grateful to both of them. And of course, stick around because later on we've got The Abyss as written by Zeus, which will wrap up the night, probably in about an hour's time. Should all be in bed by about 11:30. That's the goal. Sonolator, what's the If you let me know your issues, I might be able to talk you through. If you don't, then I won't be able to. Oh, goodness me. Little hiccup. Right, I'm gonna give it another 10 seconds. Ah, there you go, you see. In you come to the game. Lovely to have you in. Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's play Hexagon game. I know that's not what it's called. It's called Risky Business, but Hexagon game could be a. Maybe we'll make that a thing. Maybe we won't. Round 1. I said round 1. Bum bum. It's favourable odds. You need to select one of the correct answers from the 5 options presented within 15 seconds. With each question, there's more points available, but the number of correct answers goes down. We start with 4 out of 5 correct, then 3 out of 5, then 2 out of 5, then 1 out of 5 correct. An incorrect answer at any time will reduce your risk points to 0. However, abstention will preserve your currently accrued risk. So if you've no idea and you've got a little bit of risk built up from previous questions, you might want to leave it blank. Abstention is a valid strategy in this game and it can preserve your points because wrong answers can damage them. To play question 4, you must choose to risk based on the answers alone. This question will be worth double your risk points, but only one of the answers will be correct. And on that question, if you choose to abstain, that will be treated as wrong. So that's the risk inherent. You've got to choose to press the risk button, and then if you choose to risk, you are bound to play the question. Those are the rules. There's 3 sets of 4 questions, and let's have some fun. Here we go. Question number 1. Options are run, canter, walk, gallop, trot. Name a standard gait in horse riding. I'm slightly alarmed my brain nearly let me say that. One of those answers is wrong. I did, Colin. I nearly made it a very different word. Yes, the options were run, canter, wank, gallop, and trot. But no, I managed to correct myself. Yeah, misclick, and then I mispronounced the word. Run, unfortunately, is not a gait in horse riding. It's just a general term for a horse moving fast. Canter, walk, gallop, and trot are all correct answers. This vape is a Geek vape, and I use Zeus coils actually. Geek vape, or I used to. I don't anymore apparently. Geek vape are the coils I use, and it's no, I'm using Zeus coils, or I was using Zeus coils. Anyway, it's custard donut flavour and it's very nice. Let's move on. And 3 correct options here out of 5. 3 points if you can find. Remember, you don't have to play. If you don't know and you've got 2 points of risk, you don't want to risk it, then, yeah, you don't have to play. But if you want to, here are your options. Mitochondria, cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, chloroplast. Name a part of an animal cell. No, I don't make my own vape juice. I use, I've got jackrabbit, that one's banoffee pie, and pocket fuel, raspberry apple. They all live on my desk. Back to GCSE biology. Your wrong answers there. Cell wall and chloroplast. They're parts of plant cells, not animal cells. Both types of cells have the 3 correct answers: mitochondria, cell membrane, and cytoplasm. Well done if you got one of those. Lots of players on 5. Venusaur on 3. Colin, Grams, and Ralph on 2 can wiping out. But there's still another question to amass some risk. Not a cat. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Let's play on. Question number 3 of this set. 2 correct answers here. 5 points if you can find one of them. You don't have to play. Here are your options. Loreen, Conchita Wurst, Johnny Logan, Celine Dion, Helena Paparizou. Name a Eurovision Song Contest performer who has won in multiple years. Shapes, did you just get a Eurovision question wrong?
What a shame.
That is a shame. Loreen and Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan won in 1980 and 1987. Loreen won in 2012 and 2023. 2023 was the year Ukraine won, I think. But then the Brits ended up hosting it in No, am I a year off? Sweden in 2023. Said multiple, not twice. 2022 Ukraine. I'm off by 1. I'm a programmer through and through. We hosted 2023. That was it. Yes, because Sam Ryder came second in 2022 with Spaceman. This is all I know about Eurovision. That and Daz Sampson with Teenage Life in 2006, 2007. Someone correct me on that. Teenage Life, Daz Sampson. When was that? Was it 2006? I think it was 2006. I'm 100% going to play it in a minute. For now, we're going to reset the question. If you've got some risk points, you can choose to risk on this. If you haven't, I'm afraid you won't be able to. But if you've got 5 or 10 points or any other number other than 0, you will be able to choose to risk. But I'm only going to show you the options. Only one of them is correct. And if you choose to risk, you must play. Good luck. Here are your options for question 4. Great track school. Anyway, options: Richard Feynman, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Buzz Aldrin, Stephen Hawking, or Carl Sagan. Bank or risk? 2006 makes sense because my halls of residence flatmates in my first year of university did a remake of the Daz Sampson video in their first semester at university, and that was 2006. This sort of September to December 2006 into 2007 when I was at university. So it must have been, it can't have been 2007 unless it was released early. Right. How many players are risking? I almost read the answer out then. Don't do that, Ben. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players are risking with a mixture of 10 and 5. If you're not risking, you won't be able to answer, but your points have been safely put into the bank. For those risking, double points if you can find the one right answer here. Good luck. Let's take a look at the question. Name the person who has appeared as themselves in a canonical Star Trek episode. Quite a few of us getting points there. Bad luck to Clive, Pyro, Conradlac, and Leah's Wicked, going for Neil deGrasse Tyson, Buzz Aldrin, Carl Sagan, and Richard Feynman, respectively. You did go for one each of the wrong answers. Everyone else getting Stephen Hawking which was the correct answer. He played poker with Data, Sir Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein in the Next Generation episode Descent. He's the only person ever to play themselves in Star Trek, not counting people who appeared via stock footage. That's another little fun fact about Stephen Hawking, Professor Stephen Hawking, that you can get. Lots of fun facts surrounding that map. Great man. Well done if you got the right answer there. You doubled your risk points. Let's put them into the bank. And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players with the maximum after that first set of questions. Sam, Jogging, Cola, Michael, Unsafe Trade, and Yona Yak all on 20. Very well done to you. We've got another set of 4 coming up for you. Here's 5 options. 4 of them will be right. 2 points if you can find one. Take a look. Here we go. Paranormal Activity, Final Destination, Leprechaun, Hellraiser, Child's Play are your options. And your question, identify a horror franchise with 7 or more movies. A lot of wrong answers for a question with 4 correct answers on the board. Final Destination has only had 6. I think the latest one that's come out is the 6th movie. Yeah, but 4 of them were right. But I think Final Destination attracted a lot of people. Paranormal Activities had 7. Child's Play and Leprechaun have both had 8. Hellraiser's had 11. Thought there were at least 20 Final Destinations. I remember there were 4 when I was a student, and then I think it's the most recent one that there was another one. The Final Destination was a thing at one point. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, The Final Destination was the 4th one. 5 and Bloodline. Oh, Bloodlines is the latest one, isn't it? What's in the box? No, that's a 7N. 7, so 7N or more movies. Well done if you got some points there. Let's go on to another one. 3 correct options up here. 3 points if you can find one. Here they are. Haribo Star Mix, Oreos, Frosted Blueberry Pop-Tarts, Fox's Party Rings, Roundtree's Jelly Tots. Identify a vegan snack. Or indeed, a vegan snack, if you're anyone other than Boris Johnson. Quite a few people going for the blueberry frosted Pop-Tarts there. 1 or 2 going for the Haribo Star Mix. Star Mix contains gelatin, which contains animal produce, as does the frosting on frosted Pop-Tarts. Yes, gelatin is animal produce. Oreos, Fox's Party Rings, and Roundtree's Jelly Tots are all animal-free. Fox's Party Rings does not contain any traces of fox. Vegans will be relieved to hear. As will many other people. I quite like foxes. Foxes are animals that run dog hardware and cat software. True story. Let's reset and go on to another one. 5 options, 2 correct answers up here. They are. Have you ever seen one? You go up to try and pet one because they look like a doggo. They try and bite you. They are. They're dog hardware, cat software. I didn't read it on a t-shirt, but it feels like it needs to be on one. Right, let's take a look. 5 options, 2 correct answers. Let's take a look. Here they are. Master bedroom, bathroom, conservatory, lounge, observatory. Identify a room in the original board game Clue, or Cluedo, if you're British and therefore correct. Classic quiz bowl question here. Maybe you don't have to play. If you're really not sure, you don't have to play. I don't know if it's American or British. I assume it's British. I assume it was a British game, but it seems. Am I not wrong? Yay! I got something right. It is a British game. Yeah, it's called Cluedo. American is just... Yeah, yes, I am aware, Clayton, that it's just called Clue in America. The lounge and the conservatory are both rooms on a Cluedo board. Master bedroom, bathroom, and observatory are not. You've also got kitchen. See if I can name. There's 9. Kitchen, lounge, conservatory, billiards room, study, dining room, ballroom, and 2 others that I can't remember. I've not done bad. 7 out of 9 there. Well done if you got some points there. If you have got any points at risk at the moment, that's toucan upwards, then you can choose to risk on this question. Venusaur upwards have got the maximum. Remember, you don't have to play. If you choose to risk, you are bound to answer the question, and there's only one correct answer, and you must play it worth double points, so if you can find it. If not, we'll put the points in the bank, and they'll be safe. Let's take a look at the options. Barbara Streisand, Matthew McConaughey, Macaulay Culkin, Zach Galifianakis, Gwyneth Paltrow. Bank or risk? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players choosing to risk here. Cliver and Clayton, Conrad, Alex, Samster, ABME, and Nando. Just Sam and Clayton with the 10 points. Unsafe trade, Nando and Clive have got 8. ABME and Conrad have got 5. Everyone else's points have gone in the bank. Double points if you can find the correct answer out of these. And remember, you must play. I think I see what this question is already. I thought a couple of people might, and I'm glad no one has spoiled it. Here's your question. Identify the correctly spelled celebrity name. Not that one. Oh dear. Just Sam doubling up. He's still on the maximum 40. Yeah, Zach Galifianakis, or however you pronounce it. Gwyneth, let's go through them in order. Barbara Streisand, there's only 2 A's in her first name. It's Barbara, or rather than Barbara Streisand. Matthew McConaughey, impossibly difficult surname to spell, but it's E-Y at the end, Matthew McConaughey. Macaulay Culkin, there is no A in his surname, it's C-U-L-K-E-N. And Gwyneth Paltrow, believe it or not, has no vowel. No, yes she does. What am I on about? There's a... I'm looking at the wrong bit. Yeah, sorry, there's a Y. G-W-Y. N-E-T-H. So it looks like JL's transposed the E and the Y on that name there. Sort the ES, thank you. Thank you for saying that after I'd struggled to come up with it by reading the notes. Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow, she has got a vowel in her first name. I apologise to Gwyneth Paltrow for alluding on the 14th of June at 5 to 10 BST that she did not have a vowel in her first name. She does, it's just not in the place that JR's put it there. Right, good. Sam, let's put those points in the bag. I think you're going to have the lead with that. 40 points, 10 points clear of Jogging and Michael, both on 30. Cola in third place on 28. We've got another 4 questions to come. 5 options. 4 of them are correct. 2 points if you can find one. And here's your options. Discuss, or possibly discus. Long jump. Shot put. Javelin. High jump. Which of these events are in both the men's decathlon and the women's heptathlon in the Olympics? Classic quiz bowl question. No one suggested that as a raid message, yeah? Well, Sam's lost his perfect game, and Cola and Mark also going wrong. The discus does not feature in the heptathlon, I'm afraid. The other 4 feature in both, but not the discus. So the round 2 question lost. I think it probably was. Yeah. This before. Oh, yeah, JR wrote. I think, did you message me saying I need to change one of the questions? And I went, leave it in. See if people remember. Yeah, it's often the way it goes. We have a lot of convergent thinking amongst the community. Yeah, I think I probably said leave it in. It'll be fine. Let's reset that question. Go on to another one. 5 options, 3 correct answers, 3 points if you can find one. Here they are. Do that back to the transport. Nice. Options: metamorphic, silicate, crystalline, sedimentary, igneous. Those are your options. And your question: which of these is one of the 3 basic types of rock? Not those ones. AC/DC, yes. No, the 3 basic types of rock: Iron Maiden, AC/DC, and Sabaton. Let's go with those. Metamorphic, sedimentary, and igneous are the answers. Silicate and crystalline are more complex forms of rock, or possibly crystals, minerals is possibly what they are. Well done. If you've got some points there, we've got one more before the big risk question. Lots of players on 5. Lots of players on 5. 2 correct answers out of these 5. Remember, you don't have to play if you don't want to. Here's your options. Velociraptor, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Brachiosaurus, Stegosaurus. Which of these dinosaurs lived in the Jurassic period? Love this question, and I love how it's a callback to the last game. Again, entirely by accident. Lots of people abstaining here. I cannot say I blame you. Brachiosaurus and Stegosaurus. Now, despite what you may have heard in some very popular 20th century Hollywood movie, the Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the Velociraptor are all from the Cretaceous period, which predates the Jurassic period by a number of years. Something that, or possibly the other way around. Something that I read a long time ago is, and I don't know if this is true, I hope it is, but the time between the... Which was earlier? Jurassic was earlier, wasn't it? So Jurassic was Velociraptor, Triceratops, and yeah. So the time period between the Cretaceous part doesn't quite roll off the tongue. Yeah, I think Jurassic is earlier. So the time difference between the Triceratops and the Stegosaurus is greater than the time difference between the Stegosaurus and now, which I really hope is true. Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. That sounds about right. Jurassic is succeeded by Cretaceous. Don't you start there. You'll get Lewis on me to make me say I've said something wrong. Yeah, but like just because we just clumped them all together thanks to Michael Crichton and Steven Spielberg, we just assumed they were all hanging around at the same time and millions of years apart. So like the Triceratops was further back in time from the Stegosaurus than the Stegosaurus was from us. But yeah, the Brachiosaurus, the Stegosaurus. Also, fun fact about the Velociraptor, it wasn't as it was portrayed in the film, or indeed the book. It was like a little mini chicken. It was about yay big, and a little chicken thing. It had feathers and stuff. It wasn't remotely intimidating, but yeah, we decided we liked the Velociraptor as the secondary antagonist. Was the primary antagonist in that film? I think Dennis Nedry is the primary antagonist in that film. Not gonna lie. Anyway, so you've got me onto dinosaurs, and you've accessed my inner 7-year-old boy somehow. That sounds wrong. Do not take that out of context, please. You just reminded me of being 7 years old and like everything was dinosaurs. Those were fun. Yes. Anyway, let's move on from this joyous. I just cover Howard. It's like, I'm 8 again. Yeah, they're so fun. I knew everything about dinosaurs. Anyway, I'm going to put the points in the bank, and I'm going to stop smiling before I dislocate my face. Cleopatra is close to the inventor of the smart than to building the pyramids. That also sounds true, and welcome to the stream with that excellent fact there, Jers. Lovely to have you here. Stephen Hawking and Velociraptor fun facts. Make you feel old, yeah? I always feel old, Matt. Always feel dislocated face. Yeah. Do you know, you smile too much, you laugh too much, you're having a good time. I want to keep having a good time, but I also want to give you some more questions. So, next question, 5 options. Only one of them is correct. You don't have to press the risk button. If you do, you are bound to the question. You get double points if you're right. If you don't want to risk, we'll put the points in the bank. Let's take a look at those options, see what they are. Saturn, Uranus, Venus, Mercury, Neptune. Bank on risk. Lots of risk coming in here. People think they know their planets. Riskier thanks. Clive, Conrad, and Pyro are all risking the maximum with 10. Sam's risking 3. Everyone else who's risking is risking 5. Everyone else putting their points safely into the bank. Risk 9, risk 0. Is it going to turn out to be mythology? Surely not. Not a planet question, this. Good lord. Might be time to open the 3rd bottle of Prosecco. Okay, I'm calm. Good luck. Here's the question. Which movement in Holst's Planet Suite includes a wordless female chorus? Oh, JR! That's mean! Even worse than that. Oh, 2 people. Any more? Risky, thanks. You're out of time. You're going to be wiped out by default. Oh,
What a shame.
in fact, I think that's even a.
Pain.
I need to go to the soundboard to press the pain button.
Pain.
Very pain. Ah. Yeah, it's Neptune, for what it's worth. Yeah, usually during performances of this piece, the female choir would be in another room and broadcast to the auditorium. Saturn, Uranus, Venus, and Mercury. Venus is a messenger. I think they all feature. They do all feature in Holst's The Planets suite. The most famous one, of course, is Jupiter, which is the bringer of jollity. And Mars, of course. It's just that for like 8 minutes. Yeah, Mars, the bringer of war, indeed so, which John Williams held down and shamelessly ripped off for the scene in the first Harry Potter film, where the chess scene in the first Harry Potter film is a blatant pastiche of Mars from the planets. Also, it's in 7-4, I think. Was it 5-4? One of them. Anyway, that's the end of round one. Let's put the points in the bank and check out the scores! Would sing repeating straight. Yeah, I mean... It was a thing of the time. Marley used to have that, like trumpets in the wings and stuff. You'd have a second set of instruments off stage. But Cretaceous period of pain. Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? Cretaceous period of pain. We are resorting to the third bottle per second. I'm going to wait for Anya to get back though, and she'll probably bring it in when she gets back with the dog. Right, let's check out the scores. The unfathomable distance between Neptune and the other planets. Funnily enough, Matt, I watched a video last night about light speed in real time, where it showed us just the vastness of the cosmos, and space doesn't care about your puny light speed, and you had to go like 1,000,000 times the speed of light for like a minute and a half to get to, I don't know, the edge of the Milky Way or some bollocks. It's just unbelievably massively vast. We've got a little three-way at the top. Sam, Doc Barrymore and Michael are all on 40. I hope you're having fun there in first place. Cola and Riff tied up in second with 28. And we've got Colin and Matt in third with 25. Still lots of points up for grabs in this game. Three at the top. Sometimes I say things and sometimes they mean other things other than the thing I mean. To the Milky Way or some bollocks. Is that your last suggestion, APB? I think I've highlighted all three of them tonight. Let's play on. Round two! And still humanity's stupidity is way faster. I know. Imagine, like, putting an error in the data or not checking the template for data errors and making everything crash. The vastness of the stupidity. Just tell them to make like a rotisserie chicken. Make like a rotisserie chicken and what? Turn? Is that what you're getting at with that, Clive? Anyway, round two is the board game. Select as many of the 9 presented options as you like within 60 seconds. Rotate sweatily. That's what I thought it was. That would also work. Now, remember... No, everyone, listen. No. Silence. Order! Everyone needs to listen. At least 4 of the answers will be correct. Not more than 7. So if you press 9 of them, it will be wrong. For each correct answer identified, you earn 5 risk points. However, if you identify even 1 incorrect answer, you get nothing for the board. We'll bank the points after each of the boards. There are 3 of them in this round. You have got a full 60 seconds. The time will show on your device as well as on the broadcast graphics. Once you've submitted, you can't unsubmit. Okay, so use that time. Use it all up. There's no point in submitting, your first guess in the first 10 seconds and then just sitting there. Use the time. Really have a think about it. You can't unsubmit, but also you must press submit before the end of the 60 seconds. If you just leave them selected, it won't take your answer. You must hit the submit button. Very, very important to remember that. Everyone okay? Right, here we go. It's the board game, and here is board number 1. Options are Persego, Abacaxi, Ananas, Pomodoro, Halakaki, That, Portugal, Druva, and Pina. Pick the pineapples. I'm assured that one with the squares is Boluo. And it was in Japanese characters, I believe. Chinese characters, I beg pardon. Bualua. Bualua, possibly. I think you just seen them. I tried to read because they're all at the bottom of the operator. I'll send you a screenshot when the question's over. Multiple possibilities for Ben to murder an insult language. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Here come the ticks. Last few seconds. Press submit if you haven't done so already. And there we go. Yeah, so it's going to freeze a minute just while I take a screenshot for JR. That's what I can see. So obviously I'm just reading the answers, and then I notice the host notes afterwards at the bottom. They don't do rollover on this game yet. It's something that's coming later on. Yeah, hashtag make Ben say things, always the way. Right, Abakaxi, Ananas, Hala Kahiki. I'm going to refer to my notes now. I think it's probably the safest way. Bualua, or Bualua, possibly, and Pina, if you like Pina Colada. So Pina Colada song is all about pineapple coladas. Pineapple coconuts, I guess. It's sort of a coconut Malibu-y based cocktail. I'll just go through these. Ananas is pineapple in lots of languages. Abacaxi is Portuguese, not abacaxi, my bad. Abacaxi. Bualua is Chinese. And halakahiki is Hawaiian. It literally means foreign hala fruit in Hawaiian. And pina is Spanish, so there were 5 correct answers up there. Pomodoro is tomato in Italian. Druva is grape in Swedish. Pêssega is peach in Portuguese. And Portugal is orange in Turkish, believe it or not. Lots of players getting points. Well done to Michael, Nando and Clive, who managed to pick up 20 points there. 4 out of 5 correct answers. And bad luck to those of you who wiped out. Good question. Nice one to start with. Disappointed there's no apples or pens here. Often the way. Shall we have another board? 9 options here. At least 4 are correct. Not more than 7. Hi all from a premiere in somewhere in the Midlands. Proogs, welcome to the stream. How's the premiere? I love a premiere in, personally. How's the Wi-Fi? You up for a bit of multiple choice, risky business? You want to come join the game? Or is the Wi-Fi not good enough? I know they tend to sort of, they're in boxes, aren't they? They're like metal boxes, so you can't get any 4G a lot of the time. Welcome to the game. If you want to come join us, you'd be very welcome to come and give us a game, Proogs. I hope you're keeping well in a premiere. I love a premiere in. And everything's premiere, but the price. I'm not being paid to say that. I'm just a fan. Here we go. On we go. The next board, and your options are rhenium, zirconium, selenium, molybdenum, thorium, astatine, manganese, gallium, fluorine. And that's the end of the list. I don't know why I said it with that inflection. Pick the chemical elements whose chemical symbols are their first 2 letters. Sorry, I've done rather a butchering of that read. You know what I'm going to do now, though? There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and rhenium, and argon, krypton, neon, radon, xenon, zinc, and rhodium, and chlorine, cobalt, cobalt, and chlorine, carbon, cobalt, copper, tungsten, tin, and sodium. That's the closing line. I can do the whole thing, believe it or not. It's amazing counterpoint. Time to get your answers in. And that is time. Oh, there's a lot more red there. Let me get the full lyrics up. Because I have done the whole thing before. There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and americium, ruthenium, and uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lanthanum, and osmium, and astatine, and radium, and gold, and gold, and protactinium, and indium, and gallium, and iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium. There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubidium, and boron, gadolinium, and rubidium, and indium, and strontium, and silicon, and silver, and samarium, and bismuth, bromine, lithium, beryllium, and barium. There you go. That's the first bit. The second bit's harder, but yeah. Those are some elements for you. I still remember fluorine showed up in Red Hoax. Fluorine was also the hardest word in the world to spell. Manganese, the wrong answer, just to go through. Manganese is MN, rhenium is RE, zirconium ZR, fluorine is just F, and astatine is AT. Selenium, molybdenum, thorium, and gallium all have the first 2 letters as their chemical symbol. Yeah, well done if you got some points. Michael, Ben, Pyro, Flyboy, all finding all 4. Very well done there. Sam, Amy, and Mark getting 3 of them. Riff and Colin getting 2. Colo and Nordigoff going for a safe 1. Unfortunately, everybody else getting a wipe out there. Well done if you got some points. Let's reset the puzzle and we'll go on to the final board of... Are you going to make me do the second verse, Mark? Go on. There's holmium and helium and hafnium and abrium and phosphorus and francium and fluorine and terbium and manganese and mercury, molybdenum and magnesium, dysprosium and scandium and cerium and cesium and lead and praseodymium and platinum, plutonium, palladium, promethium, potassium, polonium and tantalum, technetium, titanium, tellurium and cadmium and calcium and chromium and curium. There's sulfur, californium and fermium, berkelium and also mendelevium and stanium, nobelium and argon, krypton, neon, radon, xenon, zinc and rhodium and chlorine, carbon, copper, tungsten, tin and sodium. These are the only ones of which the news has come to Harvard, and there may be many others, but they haven't been discovered. And that's the end of that. I haven't practiced. It's entirely your fault, Mark. Message from our sponsor, Zeus.
Then they said no.
Duly noted, but I'll finish now. Thank you for the 51 months, Zeus. Look forward to seeing your abyss back in a few minutes' time. For now, we're going to have the final question of the board game. Take a look at your options. Here they are. Nubian, Brazilian, Scythian, Carthaginian, Cree, Hittite, Georgian, Venetian, Ethiopian. These are the only ones of which... No, pick the playable civilizations in Civilization 6, including expansions and DLC. Sorry, Proogs. Room code is that one. Oh, you found it. Well done. Okay, last few seconds. Here come the ticks. Ah, yes, Nubian. What's the line from Star Wars Episode 1? Nubian, Brazilian, Scythian, Cree, Georgian, and Ethiopian are the correct answers. Blimey, not a lot of right. Nando, have you played Civilization by any chance? Finding 6 out of 7 correct answers. No, 6 out of 6 correct answers. Very well done. Brazil and Scythia are part of the base game. Georgia and Cree were added in the Rise and Fall expansion. Ethiopia and Nubia were added in their own separate DLCs. I love Civilization. Venice and Carthage were playable civilizations in Civ 5, and Hittites, possibly, were playable in Civ 3. And what you've done there is given me an opportunity to play Sogno di Volare by Christopher Tin, which everyone will appreciate because it's wonderful and marvellous. But not that, that's an advert. T-tits. Hittite? No, it's not. You're lying. Live glory. Yeah, I'd love to see. I mean, I have done it live. I've actually conducted it in an arrangement I did for one of my choirs, but just quietly in the background. Hippopotamus. Very good. Right, let's put the points in the bank and check out the scores at the end of round 2. Actually, I'm going to play it later. I might play it over the closing credits. It is a great song. Yeah, I did an arrangement of it for one of my choirs, and we did it live last summer, and it was really good. Went down really well. So Michael with a bit of a lead there. A very strong board game for you. Currently with 95. Sam's in second with 70. Nando is in third with 65. Still lots of other points in the game. Proogs has only just joined us, so is on 0, but still plenty of scope to catch up. There's 120 points available in round 3. Oh, in before Proogs gets a perfect round 3. Finishes at the top. Well, wouldn't that be glorious? Well, challenge has been laying down for you, Proogs, and the very best of luck to everyone else as we go to round 3. Seems unlikely. It's this or that. You need to select the correct answer from the 2 options within 7 seconds. And if you've not played this before, those 7 seconds go by jolly quickly. So, yeah, not much time to think on them. Answering correctly earns you increasingly more risk points. 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. Give me a wrong answer at any time, and it will reduce your risk points to 0, and it will reset your streak. You start building up again from 1. You can abstain if you like, which will bank your risk points. So if you got the first 3, that's 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3. Put 6 in the bank, and then you start rebuilding again from 1. So I think weakest link rules for this round, except you're playing with a chain made by yourself. 15 questions in the round, up to a maximum of 120 points available. We'll stop and check the potential scores every 5 questions. Good luck to you all as we go to question number 1. This or that options are black, white. What is the colour of smoke used to communicate that a new pope has been elected? It's white. This started by accident, but is now part of the tradition of electing a new pope. Along with the ballots up until recently, wet straw was burned for white smoke and tarry pitch was burned for black smoke. But this has been changed to potassium perchlorate, anthracene and sulfur for black smoke, and potassium chlorate, lactose and rosin for white. Very glad to see that Cola got that one white, got that one right as well as the incumbent. Pope Cola, the Leo, the 14th, 15th, 16th, 1st. On we go. Question number 2. This or that options are Zurich, Geneva. The Large Hadron Collider is buried up to 175 meters underground near which city? Maybe you don't have to play, you can bank points at any time. It's Geneva. It's on the border between France and Switzerland. Zurich is on the other side of Switzerland, close to the border with Germany. Well done if you've got some points. Who's putting points into the bank? Conradlak and Leah's Wicked putting 1 point into the bank. In it goes. As we go on to question number 3, this or that options are Marathon, Thermopylae. The movie 300 was based on which battle? Come, Leonidas, let us reason together. Yes, with Rodrigo Santoro as Xerxes and Gerard Butler as Leonidas, it was a fictional retelling of the Battle of Thermopylae. Battle of Marathon was also part of the... I was just riffing that. These are my actual notes now. The Battle of Marathon was also part of the Greco-Prussian Wars, though it was a victory for Greece, unlike Thermopylae, where the Greek forces were overwhelmingly outnumbered. But yes, Thermopylae, well done if you got that. Colin and Vegan Claps and Gamer and Curse Toucan and Woollyback and Yoniac and Silver Electron, all putting 3 points of risk into the bank. Let's add them in. As we move on, question number 4. This or that options are, and indeed, this is indeed Sparta. Franklin D. Roosevelt, Dwight D. Eisenhower. Who was the first US president to appear on television? Charming question, which I didn't know the answer to. It was Franklin D. Roosevelt. He appeared on TV during the opening ceremonies of the 1939 New York World's Fair. Eisenhower assumed office in 1953, by which time the television had been around for some time. Some banks going on there. Naughty Goth and Arden Fetz and Michael, Matt, Cola, Jogging, Amy and CJ all putting 6 into the bank. Leah's Wicked just putting the 1 in. And we saw what a smattering of players with a maximum streak of 10. Proogs, Ralph, Clayton, Mark, Flyboy, Riff, and Sam. On we go to question number 5. This or that options are A4, middle C. Which note is used for tuning an orchestra? It's A4. A4. This is because every string instrument has an A string. Because, of course, the basses, the cellos, violins are all tuned slightly differently, so they use A4. And it's the oboe that plays the note. I'm not quite sure why it's the oboe. 440 hertz, to be precise. That I didn't know. I probably did know somewhere back in my university days. I would have known that. About the same size as letter-sized paper. That's worthy of a honk mark. Yeah, so they use the oboe. Fun behind-the-scenes fact, the orchestra is almost always certainly tuned before they go on stage. And they do that... The PS4 opening noise. PS4? PS3? PS4, I think, opening noise. They do that mainly as these days as a show. It's just part of the tradition now of a orchestral concert, rather than them actually tuning. Why do they have to chew the oboe? No, because it's got a reed. It's got a double reed, an oboe has, so they have to chew. Is it PS3? I have a feeling PS3 sounds about right. But yeah, they use A4. There we go. That's a question in my wheelhouse. Early firmware PS. That's the one I'm still running. Oh, my God in heaven. Right, let's put the points in the bank. Any banks there? Yes, Lupine banking 10 points there. Sam and Clayton actually wiping out on that one. So let's put the points into the bank. Michael has the bank lead with 101. That's to be expected. Let's take a look at potential. Yeah, there's a few players with quite a bit of a streak going on. The 15-pointers, Riff, Flyboy, Mark. Keep an eye on them. Not much in the bank for Flyboy and Mark. So Riff is the one in the immediate future you want to keep your eye on. But we've got another 10 questions. So let's go on to question number 6. This or that. Options are Weddell Sea, Sargasso Sea. Which of these is the only sea without a coastline? I've learned something genuinely quite interesting today. The Sargasso Sea, unlike other seas, is located entirely within the Atlantic Ocean and is defined by ocean currents rather than land boundaries. It's known for its clear blue water and floating seaweed called sargassum. The Weddell Sea borders Antarctica. So, Solomon putting 6 in the bank, Silver Electron and Toucan putting 3 in, Conrad and Apodo putting 1 in. A couple of wipeouts there. We've got 4 players with the max, Prugs, Mark, Flyboy and Riff, all with 21 points of risk. Let's put the points into the bank and move to question number 7. This or that, options are John Isner, Nicholas Mahut, great question. Who was the winner of the longest tennis match in history in 2010? It was John Isner. Which one of them is like 6'10"? I think it's Nicholas Mahut is like enormous, or they might both be tall. One's 6'8" or one's 6'10". But one of them is enormous. But Isner's the tall one, is he? But yeah, I remember watching this as well. It went on for like 3 days. Notes here tell me it was 6-4, 3-6, 6-7, 7-6, 70-68. The 5th set tiebreaker went on for that long. Final set took 8 hours and 11 minutes to conclude and crashed the electronic scoreboard at one point, which had to be patched overnight. I love that there was a technical issue in it as well. But yeah, and it was also, it forced a rule change on the 5th set tiebreaker because it just went on and it obviously completely ruined them both for the rest of the season. But they introduced a rule change where now I think they cap it at 11. Shapes will be able to give me a ruling on that because Shapes knows everything about tennis. They ended up playing each other again in the first round. Oh, did they actually? That I didn't know. But they did. It was 3-0. 3-love. The 75 said the score would have crashed again. I love that. Tiebreak at 6-6 now. It's first to 10 points. Thank you very much, James. And it was the match that caused a change in the rules. So it's proper classic Quiz Bowl question. That's going to be I don't even know what Quiz Bowl is, but it feels like a classic piece of quiz trivia. Still got Naughty Garth, Vegan Claps and Game Raw putting 1 in the bank. Matt putting 3 in the bank. Prugs banking 21. Prugs getting some points into the bank. Let's put them there now. As we go to question number 8. Halfway point. I love Quiz Bowl B. Question number 8. This or that options are flush. Hit me. Straight. Which hand is more likely to be dealt in a game of Texas Hold'em poker? Got to read the question. It's the only time where flush is the wrong answer and straight is the right answer. More likely to be dealt would be a straight. There are 10,200 possible straights, 5,108 possible flushes, which is why a flush is worth more than a straight, but a straight is more likely to be dealt. And JR, you did that on purpose, didn't you? Banks, Connor Radlack banking 1, CJ banking 3, Flyboy banking 28 there. Let's see what that does to your bank. That's a good, healthy amount to put into the bank. Let's put it in there now. No. A likely story. We'll check the scores after question 10. For now, let's go to question number 9. This or that options are Stranger Things, The X-Files. Which TV series is set primarily in the fictional town of Hawkins, Indiana? Stranger Things, which is due to conclude later this year, I think. I think they're airing the final season over Christmas, I think it's coming out. Christmas and New Year. It might be eeping over into next year. But yeah, final season is due on Netflix, where the actors who started out as 11-year-old children are now in their mid-20s. And in the case of Millie Bobby Brown, has achieved a level of fame that no one could have predicted. And is now a global megastar, but she's coming back to do the final season of Stranger Things. I, for one, am very glad, because I'm quite invested in Stranger Things, and I want to see how it wraps up. I thought the last series in particular was very, very good. The X-Files, for what it's worth, is set across the United States, with Mulder and Scully based at the FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. No banks of points there, a couple of wipeouts. We've got Mark and Riff still with a maximum of 45. That could be dangerous. We're going to check out the potential scores after this question. For now, though, let's take a look. I hadn't planned to go and see the West End show, Colin. I get a bit scared of going to London. I am going to London to see Penn and Teller in September, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, maybe I'll make a point of going to the West End show at some point. Here we go. Question number 10. This or that options are. I said question number 10. This or that options are. Thank you. Aristotle. Plato. Who was the Greek philosopher who taught Alexander the Great? Are we out? We have not drunk 3 bottles of Prosecco tonight. No, bluff. I refuse to believe. No. What the fuck's that?
Okay, sorry.
More Prosecco.
Okay, yeah, okay.
May I have some Prosecco, please?
Yes, please, yes.
No F-bombs on stream. I'm unlimited on them. Yeah. I thought for a minute that Annie just came and brought me a can of cider. I'm like, no, there's more Prosecco. It turns out, why is the Prosecco? No, the Prosecco was not gone. There was a sneaky bottle at the back of the drinks fridge. Sorry, Clive, my bad. Aristotle is the answer. Plato taught Aristotle. That was the order of pedagogy. Plato taught Aristotle, and Aristotle taught Alexander the Great. I know, he's such a devil, is that little Dexter dog. Banks coming in 3s for Stilgar, Apodo and Yoniak, all putting 3 in the bank. Quite a lot of wipeouts there, a lot of players losing 15 points, including Michael, who's got the bank lead. Mark and Riff, still with 55 points worth of risk. Let's put any risk into the bank, and let's check out the potential with 5 questions to go. Michael still has the bank lead, but if we look at the potential, we can see Riff has potentially got a score of 108 points. Nando, not to be ignored either, potentially 101, would tie with Michael's bank score if they were to bank on the next question. And Mark, potential score of 85. That's if they bank immediately. And of course, those players with the higher risk are increasing their risk at a greater rate than everyone else. But of course, one wrong answer and they could lose it all. There are 5 questions to go. You are a superstar. Thank you. Clive says I should let you swear, for fuck's sake. Oh, I've now got 2 glasses.
Thank you.
Love you.
I'm so good at like changing glasses.
The oven gloves are on the bookcase. Sorry, that's like code for something. The oven gloves are on the bookcase. Right, question number 11. This or that options are. Jordan. Lebanon. The ancient city of Petra is located in which modern-day country? No No drama for Mark and Riff. Still going strong. It's Jordan. And I have no notes for you on that one. Banks coming in from Solomon. 6 points being banked. Risky thanks. Banking 3. Let's pop them into the bank. As we go to question number 12. Clubs are on the bookcase. I knew someone was going to suggest that. I love that that's come in. Question number 12. This or that options are. Beltane. Samhain. What is a pagan festival that falls on the 1st of May? Mark and Riff still going strong. 78. Beltane is the answer. Beltane is a Celtic festival that marks the beginning of the warmer half of the year. Celebrates fertility, fire, and the blossoming of life. Often with bonfires, dancing, and rituals to encourage growth and protection. Samhain falls on October the 31st and marks the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. Yes, Celtic traditions there. Nando putting 45 into the bank. He's calling it there, and he's going to see what he can do with that. 110 points going to be in your bank, Nando. Tukan banking 6 points, going to take you up to 30. Amy and Yoniak both banking 1. Let's pop them into the bank. And Nando, we have a new leader. We have a new bank leader, Nando, with 110 in the bank, but this is only half the story. We've got 3 questions left, and we've got Riff and Mark with devastatingly large risk scores at the moment. Let's just take another look at the potentials at the moment. Nando, yeah, potential only second at this point, and with 3 questions to go, could still be a lot of changes. Cola's not one to ignore either. Potentially 5th with 3 questions to go. That score could go a lot higher. Let's take a look at our next question. This or that options are. Schrödinger. Heisenberg. What was Walter White's pseudonym in Breaking Bad? Is it Sarwen? Oh, the last question, my bad. I didn't get these ones wrong. Heisenberg is the answer. Love Breaking Bad. It's YouTube's been suggesting clips from it for me for the last year or so, which makes me think it's time for a rewatch of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. But yes, he goes by the pseudonym Heisenberg, the alias Heisenberg. Banks coming in. Colin, Conradlat both banking 10. Woollyback banking 3 there. Unsafe trade losing out on 28. That is a tremendous shame.
What a shame.
What a shame. Let's put the points into the bank. Oh, it's good, Clay. Have you watched? I'm assuming you've watched Breaking Bad. If you haven't, you should probably watch Breaking Bad first. Let's make some methamphetamines. Yes, and we'll call it ice because we learned that earlier on. Good. Yeah, you've got to have watched Breaking Bad. Otherwise, it won't make sense. Well, it does work as a standalone, but you need the wider context of the wider universe. So, 2 questions left. Nando with the bank lead, but there's still a lot of maybes in this game. Let's just take a look at those potential scores once again. Riff and Mark on 91. Something I know has not happened before. 2 people getting the maximum in one game. We've seen a few people get a maximum before. We've never seen it happen twice. I don't think that's... yeah. I've said it now. I've said it. Sue me. I hope it happens. Question number 14. This or that. Options are... Egypt. Sudan. Which African country has the most pyramids? This is fairly common by the looks of it. Most people seem to know this one. It is Sudan. This was on QI, actually. By common estimates, Sudan has 255 pyramids, while Egypt only has 138. Have I got a QI button? Yeah, I have. It doesn't do the graphics. That would be... I could probably do that at some point. Medals are locked unless hubris is what BC is saying. Banks coming in there. Still got banking 6. Vegan Claps and Gamer banking 3. Curse Toucan banking 1. And I'm going to make a note in suggestions. Only log banks if greater than 0. Because at the moment I'm having to filter out the players who have banked 0. So, Mark and Riff... both with 105 points of risk. Coda with 55 points worth of risk. Let's put the points into the bank. I mean, for now, Nando still does have the lead, 110. Michael, 111 potential, but Cola, Mark, Riff, they're the three to watch. Mark and Riff in particular for potentially making history if they can both get a maximum in one game. Let's take a look at the final question. This or that. Options are endotherms, ectotherms. What is the term for animals that regulate body temperature internally? I feel bad for cheering because Cola's gone wrong and lost 55 points, but Riff and Mark have done it. For the first time, we have got two people going 15 out of 15 in round 3 of Risky Business. Massive congratulations to you both. What a result. That is unbelievable quizzing. It's endotherms, which are warm-blooded animals. They regulate their body temperature using internal processes, whereas ectotherms, or cold-blooded animals, regulate their body temperature using their environment. 2 getting the max, a first time here at Risky Business, or at Game Night in Risky Business. 2 players maxing out the final round with 120 points. Cola, enormous commiserations, losing out on that 55. Could have been 66, 67, one of them, which would have put you in medal position. Oh.
Pain. Pain. Pain.
Pains in chat for Cola. Prudy's putting 21 into the bank, doubling up their bank score. Nando banking 3. Let's put the points into the bank and check out the final scores at the end of this game. It's still going. It's still counting up. So at the end of all that, Cola, you could have had such joy. It would have been touch and go. It may not have been a medal, but it would have been close. We have a bronze medal going to Michael, finishing on 116. A silver medal to Mark on 150, but a frankly unassailable score of 173. The gold medalist is Riff. And great plays from both Riff and Mark, both going the whole hog in round 3. Huge congratulations. Can I extend my thanks to JR Plays Games for a wonderful question pack. Really good stuff in there. A little bit of something for everyone. And very many thanks to Innes as well for proofing it. Very grateful to you both. And thank you for your forbearance in the delay with it as well, JR, not happening on Thursday night. It's been great fun to play it tonight. We have got one more game this game night, and it is going to be The Abyss. It's been written by Zeus. It's a self-running game, which means I can't delay it any more than the game already runs. It'll run for about 45 minutes from when we come back after the advert, which will be about 5, which means you should be done by about 11:30. So if you would like to stick around and play The Abyss as written by Zeus, I highly encourage you to do so. It's a lovely pack. It's been proofed by Topper, and it will be here right after the break on Game Night. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. And thank you once again to JR, and congratulations to Riff, our Risky Business champion.
Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oo. Wop shawong. Wop shawody wop. 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 Shoobity wop me oobity wopity oo. Wop shawong. Wop shawody wop. 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 Wop shawong. Wop shawong. Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oo. Ba-doo now.
And coming up after the break, the final game of the night is The Abyss, as written by Zeus. For those of you who aren't subscribed, you're about to see some adverts. For those of you who are subscribed, I'm going to play Sonia Di Volare or Teenage Life. I think it's got to be Sonia Di Volare, hasn't it, by Christopher Tin. Bonus is coming into the chat, and one more game to wrap up this game night. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. I make no apology for banging its drum. That is Sogno di Volare, The Dream of Flight, as written by Christopher Tin, based on the works of Leonardo da Vinci, used as the main theme for Civilization 5. I strongly recommend the works of Christopher Tin, whether or not you're interested in either classical music or video games or video game music. It's just he just writes super stuff. I haven't heard the Civ 7 theme, actually. His score is espousing the virtues of in the stream, but he writes really good stuff, so I would highly recommend that one. And if I introduced that to you for the first time, then you're very welcome, and I hope you enjoyed it. Was it Civ 6? I beg your pardon, it was Civ 6. Yeah, no one remembers Civ 5. Civ 6. Where did I get 5 from? Yeah, listen to it once you're done with the stream, or play it after the Abyss. Or what Civ 7 theme? But then everyone will leave. Here's the thing. I like everyone to stick around for the raid, but everyone goes before like the final credits have even rolled. So it's like I want people to stick around for the raid. So then if you have stuff to go and do. So if I play music, then even more people will leave. Oh my god. Nobuo Uematsu. He's the Final Fantasy guy, isn't he? And yeah, of course, unfortunately, the guy who my previous favourite before Christopher Tin composer was Jeremy Soule, who unfortunately had some. I don't know what the outcome was. I seem to recall there were some allegations made against him, which were none too kind about him. I don't know if they've held up, but he wrote the soundtrack to Skyrim, which is an incredible score. The Skyrim soundtrack is unbelievably good. Yeah. Anyway. Let's not dwell on that. I hope you're all having a good time. I'm having a really good time tonight, and so sorry if I'm a bit hyperactive. I've used the hyperactivity to work my way through the crash that we had in the first game of Data League. Not the crash, but the bug, the lockup that we had. And Risky Business all gone down very well. It's time for our final game of the night. It is The Abyss. It has been written by Zeus. It's been proofed by Topper, and Topper said he had absolutely no comments to make on it. Just a wonderful pack that just worked out of the box. So I hope you are all ready to play. You will need the Universal Controller. You will need the room code, which will pop up in just a moment. From Christopher Tin to Evelyn Glennie and friends, time to go into the casually nihilistic arena of The Abyss. I heard that as well, Shapes. Welcome to The Abyss. Room code if you want to play. WMNL. Watching the straps come in, I'm quite enjoying the animations. They're quite good actually, aren't they? They're not. They're very functional. They're no outright animations. Silver Electron, welcome to the stream, by the way. I didn't say so before. Welcome on in. I hope you're well. Right, one final game this fine evening. Fine evening of quiz, and let's just once again thank everybody for coming out tonight. There's been a great body of people here tonight. We've been north of 60 most of the night. We're still north of 50 now at 10 to 11, which is very encouraging. In terms of raid targets, we've got the SA Marathon and GDQ. I'm assuming they're replays. Not a huge amount of choice tonight. Hardyway or Gooey. Hardyway's on just chatting if they're still streaming later on. I am open to suggestions on any other potential raid targets. I've got quite a few good raid messages. It would be a shame not to use them. But yeah, if anyone's got any suggestions for potential raid targets later on, any wholesome content or other quizzing content that's online live, online live and online at the moment would be greatly received if you've got any ideas. But of course, we've got the small matter of this game of the Abyss to get through first of all. It doesn't look like we're getting any more players, so I think we're going to lock the lobby there. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 30 of you in, which is a goodly number, especially for this time of night. So if you're all ready, time for some serious quiz. We've had the fun quiz with Data Leak and Risky Business, now a bit of a palate cleanser with the Abyss. Let's lock you in. Anytime entry is available, there is the room code up at the top, WMNL. Finally, some actual quiz poll down. Absolutely. Anyway, for those of you who haven't played before or would just like a quick refresher, here's how to play. You're going to face 40 questions across 5 different categories. Use the crossword clues to help you as spelling matters. After 5 questions, 9 players will be selected to join the Abyss Arena. Inside the arena, wrong answers or abstentions will cost you a life. 5 consecutive correct answers earns you an extra life up to a maximum of 3. If you exhaust your lives, you fall into the Abyss and you are out of the game. You'll be replaced by a player from the wings. Incidentally, the metrics for getting into the Abyss Arena is a lottery, effectively, but you have more tickets the more questions you've gotten right out of the previous 5. So think of every question, it sort of rolls a bit like how Spotlight does with every 3. This is every 5. So out of the last 5 questions, however many you've got right, that's how many tickets you get into the draw. So basically, the more questions you get right, the more chance you have of being drawn into the center. You want to get into the center and try and stay there for as long as you can. But if you get eliminated, keep answering, because you could get a chance to come back in. It is entirely random beyond that lottery ticket system. The only metrics against players who've been in previously is that they can't immediately come back in. Thereafter, it is just down to how well you've answered. So even if you've been in once, keep answering, because you could get another chance to get back in. After 40 questions, the 9 players inside the arena will go on to the final to face up to a further 10 questions on the same subjects. Those are the rules. And your categories this week. I'll give you a quick overview. We get the easiest question of each category first, but I'll give you a quick overview now. I will remind you at various points over the course of the game what these categories are after. But you've got ordinal instructions. Identify the item in the specified list. For example, 6th letter of the alphabet would be G. So ordinal instructions is one category. Band's members is the second category. Given names of musicians and their band role, name the band they are or were most commonly associated with. Missing 90s TV titles is the third. You're right, it would be F. It wouldn't be G, it would be F. If it was 6th letter of the alphabet. That seems to have snuck through. Yes, it would be F. But F's in chat. Maybe that was deliberate so people could just do F's in chat. Missing 90s TV titles is the third category. Names of prevalent 90s TV shows with the year they premiered, with one word missing. Fill in the word. Sports ground countries is category 4. Names of sports grounds identify the country, not the city, but the country in which they reside. And finally, additional element. Names of compounds and elements they contain, missing one, identify the missing element. You will get one question from each of those categories before they repeat, but they will be in a random order each time. So it's possible it could go in the order I've read them, or they might be in an entirely different order, but you will get one from each before they repeat. Those are your categories. You all understand the rules. Let's play. Starting with band's members. John Bon Jovi, vocalist, 3-4. You need to name the band they are most commonly associated with. Bon Jovi is the answer. To our next one. Ordinal instructions. First person to set foot on the moon. 4, 9, or 9. Neil Armstrong is the answer. One small step indeed. Sports ground countries is next. Name the country this is in. Wembley Stadium. Use the crossword clues to help you. There's a few options available here. Welcome to the game, Solemn Oath. You'll get the next question. United Kingdom, also accepted. Great Britain, England, or UK? Missing 90s TV titles is next. The Blank Prince of Bel-Air, 1990. What's the missing word? Oh, bad luck, Clayton. Yeah, the J and the H are next to each other, but unfortunately you deny us a sea of green. Fresh is the answer. Additional elements is our final category for this opening before we bring players in. Water, hydrogen, and what? 6 letters. I know, I see the answers come in, Clayton. Oxygen is the answer. H2O, 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen. Let's bring some players in. Michael with a score of 5 comes to join the middle. Flyboy with a score of 5 comes to join the middle. Amy with a score of 5 comes to join the middle. Yeah, that's how I knew the answer before it was shown. Yoniak comes to join us with a score of 3. Fetz joins us with a score of 4. Shapes joins us with a score of 5. JR joins us with 5. Riff joins us with 4. And Clive joins us with 5. That bears out the statistical probabilities. Good luck to all 9 of you. Keep answering if you've not been selected yet. Your chance may be just around the corner. Ordinal instructions. Second person from the left on Mount Rushmore. 6, 9. Or 9. Tricky one. It's Thomas Jefferson. Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, Lincoln is the order from left to right. Missing 90s TV titles. Drop the Dead what? 1996 letters. The squeak you might be hearing could be the microphone arm, by the way. Whoever brought up the squeak earlier on. Because that is squeaky, and I do fiddle with it a lot. Donkey. Drop the Dead donkey. Additional element. Some salts. Sulfur, oxygen, hydrogen, and what? 9 letters. I don't know if you got this one. Magnesia. Magnesium sulfate heptahydrate. Flyboy, you've dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Savster comes to replace you on a score of 7. Band's members is next. Krist Novoselic, bassist. Bear in mind, all the questions' difficulties are relative for each block of 5, so this feels like a pretty tough set of 5 that we've just had. Nirvana is the answer. Clive, JR, and Yoniak, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Arun comes to replace you with a score of 7. Toot also comes to replace you with a score of 8. And Jogging with a score of 8 as well. Or Women Lover, as they prefer to be known. Sports Ground Countries is next. Ellis Park Stadium, 5-6. Fetch, you dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. The answer was South Africa. Matt comes to join the abyss in the centre of the centre on a score of 6. Band members is next. What's your spelling on this? Jimmy Page, guitarist, 3 and 8. What's your spelling? Notoriously difficult word to spell. Led Zeppelin is the answer. Led Zeppelin. Missing 90s TV titles. Dawson's Blank, 1998, 5 letters. Yeah, what Mark said, Shapes. Is the first X or the third X or the second X or whatever. Curiously, they've been written in order, so when that question comes up, that will tell you the relative difficulty of the questions within the stack. Amy, that's 5 right in a row. That is an extra life. You're back up to the middle level. Well played. On to the next. Sports ground countries. Estadio Azteca. 6 letters. Answers all in English, by the way, for the countries. Mexico is the answer there. Donde está Estadio Azteca? Shapes, 5 right in a row. You're back up to the middle level. Well played. Additional element is next. Table salt, sodium, and what? NaCl is table salt. Sodium chloride is chlorine. Michael, 5 right in a row. You're back up to the top flight. Well played. Ordinal instructions is next. Third D of dodgeball, according to the film Dodgeball. 3 letters. The third D of dodgeball. 3 letters. It's dip. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge are the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Matt, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Stilgar comes to replace you with a score of 8. Additional element is next. Formaldehyde, hydrogen, oxygen, and what with 6 letters. If you can dodge the abyss, you can dodge a ball. True story. Use the crossword clues to help you. Lots of answers with the wrong letters coming in. Carbon is what we wanted. Amy, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Riff, 5 right in a row. That's an extra life. You're back up to the middle level. Bad luck on that typo there, Samster. Imagine getting a science question wrong. JR comes to join the abyss arena with a score of 12. Third time this has appeared in as many quizzes. Keeping up blank. 1990, 11 letters. Appeared twice on Thursday's stream. Onslow, yeah, keeping up Onslow. Appearances is the answer. Keeping up appearances. 11 letters. Well played. Band's members is next. Gwen Stefani, vocalist, 2 and 5. No doubt is the correct answer there. Well done if you got that. Shapes, 5 right in a row. That's another extra life. You're back up to the top flight. Well played. Ordinal instructions. Last in an alphabetized list of world capital cities. 6 letters. Zagreb. This is the capital of Croatia. Zambia is a country. Zurich is not the capital of Switzerland. Sports ground countries is next. Fitzgerald Stadium, 7 letters. What's the country? A lot of people on the bottom rung in the centre. Can they hang on? JR and Stilgar can't. Ireland was the correct answer. JR and Stilgar, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Cursed Toucan comes to replace you with a score of 10, as does Lupine with a score of 14. On we go. Band members. Bono, vocalist, 2 letters. U2, Madonna, way before Nirvana. Something like that. Sam, riff, jogging. Extra life for you for 5 right in a row. Well played. Additional element is next. Sulfuric acid, hydrogen, oxygen, and what? 7 or 6? We will accept either spelling. That's a clue in itself. But not that one, Conrad, like has a U at the end. Sulfur, or S-U-L-F-U-R, but not F-E-R, regrettably. Missing 90s TV titles, Buffy the Blank Slayer, 1997, 7 letters. There was... Yes, Springsteen Madonna, my bad. Way before Nirvana, there was U2 and Blondie, and music still on MTV. Closest we've had to a sea of green so far, Vampire, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Ordinal Instructions is next. Second tallest mountain in the world with 2 letters. Well, 2 alphanumeric letters at any rate. That would be K2 in the Himalayas. Michael, 5 right in a row. You saved yourself from the bottom rung. You're back up to the middle flight. Well played. Sports ground countries coming up next. Adelaide Oval, 9 letters. Adelaide, one of the biggest cities in Australia. Well done if you got that. A run, 5 right in a row. Well played, you're back up to the top flight. Additional element. Plaster of Paris, sulfur, oxygen, and watt, with 7 letters. Oh, I don't know if you get this one. This one feels a bit tricky. It's calcium. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate, CaSO42H2O. Sports ground countries, the Macarena Stadium, 6 letters. We're after countries, not cities, Curse Toucan. Wrong country anyway, but... Brazil. Macarena. Aye! One Macarena, Macarena. Missing 90s TV titles. Men Blank Badly, 1992, 8 letters. Behaving. Men behaving badly. Maracana? Really? The Maracana Stadium. This probably makes sense. Band's members. Harry Judd, the drummer. From which band? With 5 letters. McFly is what we wanted there. Toucan, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thanks for playing. Michael, another 5 right in a row. You're back up to the top flight. Well played. Living dangerously. Naughty Goth comes to join the centre with a score of 26. Third highest. Joint third highest in the wings. Ordinal Instructions is next. 4th in line to the British throne. 6, 5 or 5. Harry is 5th for all of those saying that. Prince Louis goes William, George, Charlotte, Louis, then Harry. Additional element is next. Ammonia, nitrogen, and what? No ni sound, otherwise we Maracana. Ah. Hydrogen is what we wanted. NH3. Riff and jogging, you've dropped into the abyss, you're out of the game. A run, that's 5 right in a row, you're back up to the top flight, well played. And Clayton comes to join us with a score of 16. And Amy coming back for a second attempt, I believe, on 25. Just 9 questions remaining. Ordinal Instructions is next. First in an alphabetized list of days of the week. Really weird putting the days of the week in alphabetical order. But it would be Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. F coming before M for those who put Monday. Missing 90s TV titles, Will and Blank, 1998. That'd be Will and Grace. Sports ground countries. Camp Nou. 5 letters. España is the answer. Camp Nou in Spain. 6 questions left. Band's members is next. Jim Morrison, vocalist of which band? 3, 5, or 5? Not at all, Clayton. You've got your place there. If you can keep it, then you can still go on to win. The Doors was the answer. Well, I don't know if you got that one. I wouldn't have known that. It's 5 right in a row for Lupine and Toot, both getting an extra life, both back up to the top flight. Everyone in the centre on the top flight at the moment with just 5 questions to go. Ordinal instructions. 6th letter of the Greek alphabet with 4 letters. Of the English equivalent, obviously. So, just so you know, it's interesting this has come out here. These are all about 6 out of 10 on the level of difficulty, these final questions. Zeta is the answer. Lupine losing a life, 4 questions left. Additional element. Laughing gas, oxygen, and what? 8 letters. Oxygen and nitrogen. Nitrogen gives you laughing gas. Laughing gas? Laughing gas. Missing 90s TV titles. Absolutely blank. 1992, 8 letters. Colloquially known as AbFab. Absolutely fabulous is the answer with 2 questions left. Everyone but Lupine is guaranteed into the final now. Band's members, Ringo Starr, the drummer, 3, 7, or 7. Mind your spelling. Overrated, the Beatles. And with that, we've got our finalists. This question doesn't matter how they do. Sports ground countries. Westfalenstadion, 7 letters. Thanks, Holy Connect. Westfalenstadion is in Germany. And that is the end of the main game. Right. Lupine, you got your extra life, but everyone else is already at the top. Well, didn't have much turnaround, not much churn in the second half of that game, but some interesting scores here. Sam, Shapes, and Toot just dropping 2 questions. I'm not going to enter into the Only Connect conversation. Just dropping 2 questions the entire game. Naughty Goth and Michael only dropping 3. Jesse, Eisenberg, and Mark only dropping 4. So very well played to you guys. That's not always how this game works out. It's not just the top scorers, and our finalists are Michael on 37, Sam on 38, Naughty Goth on 37, Arun on 36, Ralph on 32, Shapes on 38, Toot on 38, Clayton on 25, and Amy on 34. It is time for the final. Here are the rules. You now face up to 10 questions across the same 5 categories, maybe a shade more difficult, and they will also be displayed in a random order. You won't necessarily get a block of 1 of each 5 before you might get repeats. Players in the Abyss, you've had your lives refreshed, not that many of you needed that. Gameplay is the same as before, except extra lives are no longer awarded, and players who drop into the Abyss will not be replaced. Last player left standing is declared the winner. In the event no winner has emerged after 10 questions, the winner will be the player who is higher up their column. And in the event of a tie, the player with the highest score is declared the winner. You can have a tie on this game. We have seen it before. Will we see it tonight? Or will we see no winners? 10 questions. Up to 10 questions before we know the answer to that. Good luck to you all. Let's play. Starting with ordinal instructions. 10th number in the Fibonacci sequence where the first number equals 0. few late answers coming in. Some fast maths. It's 34. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, etc. Missing 90s TV titles. SWAT Cats, The Blank Squadron, 1993, 7 letters. Amazed to see Tootsel on the top level of the maths question at the beginning there. Well done, brilliant. Radical, The Radical Squadron, 1993, and already we've got 3 players on the bottom rung of their column. Additional element, talc, hydrogen, oxygen, magnesium, and what? There won't be any repeated answers for ones that have come earlier, it's worth bearing in mind. Silicon is the answer. Hydrated magnesium silicate is the answer. Arun and Clayton, you've dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Band's members is next. Ronnie Van Zant, vocalist, 6'7". Mind your spelling on this one. It's just Naughty Goth getting it. Leonard Skinner is the answer. Shapes and Amy have dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Thank you for playing. 5 players left. Sports ground countries. Fished Olympic Stadium. 6 letters. Russia is the answer. Halfway through, 5 questions to go. Another sports ground question for you. Kalinga Stadium, 5 letters. Kalinga Stadium is in India. Lupine and Sam, you've dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Naughty Goth, there was a typo there and it came in out of time. Missing 90s TV titles. Blank and Greg, 1997, 6 letters. Dharma and Greg is the answer. 3 questions to go. Band's members, Michael Anthony, the bassist, 3 and 5. Van Halen was the answer. Toot, you've dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Naughty Goth and Michael on neck and neck on the bottom rung with 2 questions left. Ordinal instructions. First band member to leave the Sugar Babes. 7, 7 or 7. No. Michael with the correct answer. Siobhan Donaghy is the answer. Michael clings on. Naughty Goth drops into the abyss and is out the game with no answer. What a clutch. 14.42 seconds that came in. Barely half a second left on that question. Michael clings on as Naughty Goth drops into the abyss with 1 question going unused. It's been a while since we've seen almost a full pack, but bloody hell. Michael clings on and has survived the abyss just in the nick of time. Absolutely. Well. Arun, to answer your question and suggestions, why do the names of people in the middle gently sway from side to side? Because I like it. I thought it was a nice effect. No reason other than that. Zeus, what a great pack that was. There was drama in that. There was lots of right answers. Yeah, it did ramp up quite quickly towards the end there, didn't it, Naughty God? But yeah, it was great fun there. Great fun. And thank you for being a good sport. So close. That was really interesting seeing you to end up Toot dropping out, because Toot's won this game a million-billion times already. So it's interesting when seeing Toot drop out and then you two both on 43, both on the bottom rung with 2 questions left. It's like, oh my God, tense. We could have had no winners. But yeah, some big thinkers in there. That Fibonacci question, my God. Well, what a great game. Zeus, thank you very, very much for a quality pack, a really lovely end to the stream. And thank you very much to Topper as well, who's gone to the effort of proofing it for us as well. Very, very grateful to you both. Well, Friends, that is just about all we've got time for. It has been a very exciting stream this evening. We had, earlier on, data leak from Samster. Thank you to him and to Lewis for proofing it. That was a huge amount of fun. Thanks to JR for the slightly late game of Risky Business. Not JR's fault. I keep saying it's late. It was my fault for changing the schedule. It should have been Thursday. But thank you to JR for that and to Inca for proofing it. And Zeus, what a great game of the Abyss to finish off. And thank you as well to Topper for proofing that one. It's been a wonderful night of game night. I'm going to wrap up fully on the camera. Pick a raid target. Pick a raid message. Stick around for the raid, please. Please don't just all leave now. Please stick around. It doesn't matter where we're going, but just stick around. It would be very much appreciated to spread the love. But yeah, thank you to Zeus for those questions. And first timer, I believe. Michael, is that your first medal? You've got a silver and a bronze in Risky Business. So you play 2 Risky Businesses. You've got a silver and a bronze. And that is your first gold medal. It is for the Abyss. So very well played indeed. It's been great fun. And the credits are to roll. I'll wrap up on the camera. But congratulations to Michael. You have survived the Abyss. As the final strains of Evelyn Glennie fade away, another game night comes to an end. All that is left for me to do is to thank the writers once again. Why have I closed that tab down? That was a mistake, wasn't it? Sam, JR, Zeus, wonderful packs tonight. To the proofing team as well, Lewis, Inca and Topper, thank you for your efforts. Thank you to everybody who's come out to play. It's been a big audience tonight and I'm very, very grateful to you. Please do stick around because we're going to go and raid into somebody else. You are currently ranked trophy this season. JR, are you top of the leaderboard? Have you usurped Clive? You have! You've usurped Clive at the top of the leaderboard. Clive slips into second, 42,484 pennies. JR goes to the top spot, 44,057. Wow, me in third, 41,526. There's then a bit of a gap down to Shapes, who's on 34,000 and something. But yeah, well, oh, thank you very much. The Hardy Way looks like the only valid raid target, so we'll go raid into them. They're on just chatting at the moment, but they do wholesome stuff. They're doing awards of some sort. So let's go raid into them. I'm going to be back next week with Ash. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Next week. Thank you, sweet. We have got 4 streams that Ash and I are sort of co-hosting between us. Ash is going to be hosting some of my games. I'm going to be hosting Ash's games. We're going to be doing the AMA. We're going to be doing some fun things. And we've also got next Saturday the Music Quiz Live 4. The Music Quiz Live 4, which is going to be really good fun. So please do stick around for that. Go give Ash a follow if you're not already. Shout out 80 underscore bash. Oh, for God's sake, don't type. 80 underscore bash. Go give him a follow. Do come join the Discord if you're not there already. It would be lovely to have you along. And all I've got to do is pick a raid message now. So one's leaping out at me. Okay, consolation pennies. A few consolation pennies going out tonight. Cretaceous period of pain to Solomon Dudley. We are resorting to the 3rd bottle of Prosecco for score count. Stephen Hawking and Velociraptor fun facts. I like this. This is just from Clayton. Just piss. Just piss. Which I thought was quite funny. Premature conjugation. I like that. From Sonolato, I'd love a pet owl, which leaves me with 4 to choose from. One from Proogs, one from AB Me, one from Clayton, and one from We Like Shapes. Proogs is going to get pity pennies for the oven gloves are on the bookcase. I really like that, but it's just not tonight. Dislocated Face is going to get one from Clayton as well. And The Edge of the Milky Way or some bollocks is going to get pity pennies as well. The oven gloves are on the bookcase. It's probably a close second, actually, to be honest. But the raid message tonight comes from We Like Shapes, and it is simply, hello, darling, I am dry. So that's what we're going to go and say over on the Hardy Ways channel. We're going to say, hello, darling, I am dry, and then explain the context. Thank you very much, everybody who's come out and joined us tonight. I've had a great time. Sorry about the little technical mishap in data leak. I'm hoping I recovered that relatively smoothly and that we all still had a good time. I'm going to be back next week, 4 times next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, with Ash the Bash. I'm very much looking forward to the crossover week, and I do hope you'll come and join us for it. In the interim, like I said, do come and join the Discord and come and hang out with us. It'd be lovely to see you. But until next time, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and as ever, be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe. You've been watching Game Night with me, Royal Flush, and until next Wednesday, take care, peace out, and good night.
To announce it, actually, one last